Baseball is on the air.
Gallagher, another line drive, gone into the netting over the left field fence. Is this for real?
The Tar Heel Sports Network's live coverage of Carolina baseball is brought to you by Wells Fargo, official retail bank sponsor of Carolina Athletics, and by Allen Tate Realtors. Howard Hanna Allen Tate is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. First pitch is just moments away. Now let's go live to the broadcast booth and the voice of the Diamond Heels, Dave Nathan.
Carolina and East Carolina match up in just a moment to see who emerges to 2-0 in the Chapel Hill Regional and who faces VCU tomorrow in an elimination game. With Ben Mihaljevic, we are back to business in Boshamer Stadium. Carolina with a big win last night over VCU 8-0. And East Carolina with that 14-inning 7-3 win over Tennessee. They meet here in just a mere matter of moments. Partner, these two teams, they know each other backwards and forwards. The Pirate fans have traveled. There's a ton of Carolina blue here in the ballpark. Long story short, this is exactly where you want to be today.
This is why you come to each of these schools, is to play in these types of games, a 1-0 winner's bracket game in a Chapel Hill regional. You play for the big moments here. You've got some of the best arms in the country we'll see here tonight, some of the best fans in the country around the Bosch from both programs, and it should be an electric atmosphere on what is a beautiful Saturday evening.
The arm story is a good one for Carolina. The Tar Heels got 7 innings from Ryan Lynch yesterday. The Heels starter shut out VCU, allowed just 2 hits, got his 5th win of the season. That's enabled Jason DeCaro to get the start here today for Carolina. He's got great history against East Carolina, having beaten the Pirates twice in his 3-year career. Overall, in 2 previous appearances, DeCaro has gone 13 1/3 innings against East Carolina, has not allowed a run. He struck out 11. He took the win earlier this year, 10-0 in Greenville in 8 innings. So the Tar Heels, as Coach Forbes said throughout this week, they like the matchup, and that's the matchup they get here today. For East Carolina, the Pirates started Ryan Towers yesterday. He went 4 innings and then brought Ethan Norby out of the bullpen. Norby went 4 2/3 through 65 pitches, and from what we've been able to gather here earlier today, Norby could be available in an emergency spot, and it's all about getting to 2-0 in that 5 o'clock game tomorrow.
Yeah, we really don't know who's fully available here for ECU. Obviously, both coaching staffs playing the cards very close to their chest. Don't want to give anything away here in an important 1-0 game. But what we do know is that you have to prepare for anything and expect anything. And as good as Norby looked yesterday and as excellent as he's been throughout his ECU career, he has to face a very difficult Carolina lineup.
This Carolina team 46-11-1 overall. East Carolina 37-22-1. Oddly enough, these two teams went 1-1-1 against one another this year. Carolina shutting out ECU in Greenville. The Pirates coming back the next day and winning 10-3 in Durham. And then here in Boshamer Stadium, weather intervened in what was a 3-3 game at the time. And so there's the tie for both of these teams, as Carolina today, the designated visiting team. So the Heels will bat first in the first. And we'll lead off with Jake Schaffner, Gavin Gallagher, and Owen Holt. The middle third, Macon Winslow, Eric Paulson, Cooper Nicholson. Bottom third, Tyler Howe, Colin Heineck, and Carter French. That is today's starting lineup, presented by Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment, choose chill, and official beer of your North Carolina Tar Heels. Celebrate responsibly. East Carolina tosses Luke Payne, 6'4", 200-pound junior lefty from out of Gallatin, Tennessee. Payne 3-1 this year. The ERA just over 5. Opponents hit .231. You know, for Payne, a Tennessee transfer, it would have been sweet to face off against the Big Orange in one of these games. That's not the way the cookie crumbles. He gets the Tar Heels today.
Yeah, the Big Orange are done and out of this tournament in just 2 games, and Payne will face off against the Tar Heels. His numbers don't totally jump off the page. A 5.10 ERA, 3-1 record, 30 innings pitched, 25 hits, 21 runs, 17 of those earned. And so with ECU sort of piecing together this weekend and its pitching, Liam Payne gets the ball here. And for Carolina, it's about attacking Payne early. The Tar Heels want to jump on the scoreboard early, give Jason DeCaro an early lead, and make ECU play from behind and force Cliff Godwin to make difficult decisions with his pitching staff.
It's a color rush down on Bryson Field. The Tar Heels in their Carolina blue tops, white lettering, navy numerals, navy helmets, and the white pants. Conversely, for East Carolina, the Pirates don their gold tops with purple lettering and numerals, white pants, white ball caps with the Pirate logo on the front, and the purple brims. As we're sitting at 84 degrees and partly cloudy, it is a gorgeous day for baseball here in Chapel Hill. The wind blowing the three flags in center field out towards center as the seats are packed. Had almost 4,000 in attendance for last night's game. That 8-0 final as Carolina shut out VCU. Wouldn't be surprised if the attendance tally today approaches 5,000 as the Heels and Pirates meet for the 103rd time. Carolina leads the all-time series 64-37-1. The backstory on these two programs, Ben, is the Tar Heels have been to Omaha 12 times without clinching a College World Series championship. This is the 36th time East Carolina has been in the NCAA tournament without a trip to Omaha. So no doubt both these teams are chasing something. Only one could possibly emerge from the Chapel Hill Regional.
Yeah, two teams really looking to get a monkey off their back in this College World Series, this NCAA tournament. For ECU, it will have to, you would think, come through the winner's bracket of this Chapel Hill Regional. It's difficult for the Pirates to then try and win 3 games in 2 days, especially with the way the pitching situation has worked out. But hey, you never know. This is baseball.
VCU knocked out Tennessee earlier 5-4, so the Rams get the loser tomorrow at noon. The winner will get the winner of tomorrow's noon game at 5 o'clock as Jake Schaffner heads towards the left-handed batter's box to begin today's festivities. .364 hitter, 6 homers, 42 batted in. Payne sets to fire. A high fastball. And it's 1-0 to Schaffner. The official Reed's Jewelers first pitch time came your way at 5:07. Reed's Jewelers, trusted with life's moments.
Payne needs to be in the zone early. Couple lefties here at the top of the lineup in Schaffner and Hull.
Second pitch, it's inside and it hit him. Schaffner gets hit on the second pitch of the game by Luke Payne, who's hit 11 batters this year. Schaffner heads down to first, hit for the 16th time in 2026. He was 6th in the ACC in that category. Entering the weekend, the Tar Heels have the leadoff man aboard in the first, no score. And here is the man of the moment, Mr. May, Gavin Gallagher.
Couple base knocks for Gallagher last night, an RBI, 2 walks. He was on 4 times. Carolina would love him to reach again here.
Initial offering to Gallagher. The righty takes outside as Payne goes with a changeup. 1-0 to Gallagher. .280 batting average, 12 homers, 51 RBIs for the All-ACC junior. The Pirates play him straight up around the infield. Payne's pitch. Outside for ball 2. It's 2-0.
4 pitches from Payne, 4 balls, and all of them have been almost inside that lefty batter's box. One of them, the one that hit Schaffner, obviously was. He's not pulling down all the way on his pitches, and his catcher, Walker Barron, wants to have a conversation.
While Barron goes out to the mound to chat things over with Payne, Austin Irby holds the runner Schaffner over at first base. Braden Burris, the second baseman. The shortstop, Nick Parham, it's Colby Wallace at the hot corner. The outfield from left to right, Jeff Sabater. It's Grady Lenahan in center and Davin Whitaker out in the shadows of right as those shadows begin to creep in from the corner. And just looking through the cutout in the right field wall, you want to talk about a packed house? There's fans 3 or 4 deep over there. And then on top of the field hockey stadium, there looks to be another 7,500 people out there. Here's the pitch from Payne to Gallagher. Gavin takes a swing and a mid-90s fastball comes up empty. 2-1 as we've got no score here in the first. Schaffner just hit by a pitch over at first. Gallagher at the plate. Owen Hull on deck for Carolina.
Payne really reared back there to find 94. He had been sitting around 90 on his fastballs before that.
The 2-1 from out of the stretch. Instead, it's a throw over to first. Schaffner's got some good wheels for Carolina. 25 of 28 in the stolen base department. That's good enough to rank 6th in the ACC and top 60 in the country.
Left fielder Sabater is playing almost on the warning track.
The 2-1. High, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Gallagher. It's a Tar Heel team that finds their way on base about as well as any team in the entire country. On-base percentage up over .410, threatening the all-time record here for a Carolina squad. The 3-1. And it's a fastball on the outer half, called a strike 3-2.
94 again there for Payne, and I'm starting to think that's more what we'll be used to seeing here tonight on the fastball. And the first pitch of the game, which was a fastball at 91, was more just a warm-up toss.
Schaffner's got a decent lead off the bag at first. Throw over. Jake dives back in head first. He's safe. Home plate umpire Jeff Wright. Down the line at first, it's Ryan Clark. The second base umpire Mark Wagers on the infield cut right of the bag. And left of the line at third, it's Manny Gonzalez, who called the balls and strikes on Friday. The payoff pitch. Throw over to first. Almost took Irby off the bag, and that ball almost got to the wall. Good play by the first baseman to keep it on the infield. Schaffner's still plenty safe over there, but there's no doubt he's living rent-free in the mind of Luke Payne. Gallagher readies from the right-handed batter's box. The 3-2 from the southpaw. And Gallagher takes a swing and a miss on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Strike 3. Payne K's his 29th of the year, up against 22 free passes. And that brings Owen Hull to the plate with 1 out and 1 on. 0-0 between Carolina and ECU inside Boshamer Stadium.
So rare couple wave and misses there from Gavin Gallagher. Just the fastball beat him. It has a little bit of late life running away from right-handed hitters.
Hull next up at the dish leads Carolina with a .373 average. First motion for Payne is over to first again. Schaffner stands tall atop the base. 7 home runs, and he's top of the table in RBIs with 76. The RBI tally already top 10 in a single season in Carolina baseball history. The pitch. Fastball down the middle, called a strike. 0-1 to Owen Hull.
Look at this. Already ECU has Charlie Hoagland up and throwing in the bullpen. Maybe just a precaution, but let's see if this gets more serious.
The 0-1. Drifts outside. Nice play by Barron, the catcher, to collect that on a hop behind the right-handed batter's box. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Carolina starting center fielder Owen Hull. A transfer from out of George Mason, where he flourished for a couple of seasons. Carolina picked him up in the portal, and he's an all-ACC first-teamer. Schaffner leads off of first with 1 down and no score in the first. Pickoff attempt. Schaffner back in plenty of time. Coach Jackson over in the top right-hand corner of the first base coaching box, giving Schaffner a little bit of counsel. Coach Forbes way down the line at third. I'd say about 10, 12 feet outside the third base coach's box. The 1-1. Hull takes a swing and slaps it on the ground towards Carolina's 6th-year skipper. 1-2 the count. Schaffner again hit by a pitch to lead things off. Gavin Gallagher just struck out. Hull is at the plate, making Winslow the DH. On deck, waiting to hit for Carolina. The Tar Heels put up 3 runs in the first on Friday against VCU. All the action came with 2 down. The 1-2 from the lefty to the lefty. Fastball veers outside, and we're back to even 2-2.
It's a lot of fastball here early from Payne. You'd have to imagine that at some point Carolina will be able to time it up.
First baseman Irby plays between the runner and the base. The 2-2. Hull takes a swing, lines it over third base. It's into left field. Schaffner goes first to second. Owen Hull reaches for a 13th consecutive ball game. He's got the game's first base hit. The Tar Heels have runners at first and second with 1 down. And the DH Winslow to the plate with the barrel of the bat in his right hand.
Really smart hitting there by Owen Hull. Pitch was up and away. He let it travel and then slapped it over the third baseman Wallace. And now Carolina is in business with a man in scoring position already.
Winslow, a .308 hitter, 10 dingers, 54 ribbies. Payne, after a long look to second, deals. Goes with a changeup. Winslow guessed wrong, expecting fastball, and it's 0-1 to the Duke transfer.
And you can see why Winslow was expecting fastball. He's seen so many been thrown to his teammates, so a smart pitch there by Payne to go off speed.
First baseman Irby plays off the bag. Hull's got a decent lead over there. The 0-1. Winslow takes a swing, cracks a high fly ball to deep left center field. Sabater's back there on the front of the warning track. He makes the catch in front of the scoreboard. Schaffner tagged from second and advances to third. The throw is cut off in shallow left center. The Tar Heels have runners at the corners. 2 down in the first, no score. And Big Paulie, Eric Paulson, takes a good long look around the ballpark as he moves from the on-deck circle to the left-handed batter's box with a chance to put Carolina out in front of ECU in the Chapel Hill Regional.
Paulson was so good last night for Carolina. Couple RBIs, 3 to be exact, including starting the Tar Heels off on the right foot with an RBI double in the first. A 2 RBI double, I should say.
Battle of lefties here. Payne on the mound, Paulson at the plate. The first pitch taken high, 1 ball and no strikes to the Stony Brook transfer. Paulson bats .289, 10 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Pirates play a slight shift, expecting him to pull. The 1-0. Change-up settles over the outer half. A ball and a strike. Paulson's mother at the ballpark. In from Long Island last night, talking with former Tar Heel Anthony D'Onofrio's father. All these kids grew up in the Empire State. They're here in Chapel Hill this weekend. The 1-1. There's another pitch outside to make it 2-1. Matter of fact, D'Onofrio's dad told me that Paulson, Johnny Castanazzi, all grew up about a mile or 2 from one another. And DeCaro wasn't too far down the road in Long Island. The 2-1. Drifts downstairs, 3-1.
It's a lot of off speed here to Eric Paulson, and Payne just really hasn't been able to locate it so far, and Carolina's picking up on that in the dugout and at the plate. Tar Heels are waiting for the fastball.
No score in the top of the first. 2 down for the Heels, runners at the corners. The all-important 3-1 pitch from Payne to Paulson. It's on the way, and it's low and outside for ball 4. The bases are loaded. And Cooper Nicholson, who has been on some sort of a run, comes to the plate with a chance to put Carolina ahead. Coop had a 15-game hitting streak going earlier this month. He's reached in his last 19. He's homered 9 times in his last 21. All of that has his average up to a season-best .284. He leads Carolina with 16 dingers. He's also driven in 48. First pitch. Taken outer half at the belt, 0-1 on the called strike.
I remember for the longest time Cooper Nicholson was hitting 191, and you can't take him out of the lineup because of his defense, but there were growing concerns about his batting average, and now he's proven that he belongs.
The 0-1. Fastball running inside, fouled off. It's 0-2. Schaffner hit by a pitch over at third base. Hull singled, he's at second. Paulson just took the walk. He's at first. Carolina, the designated away team at the plate in the top of the first with no score against East Carolina. Payne's 0-2 to Nicholson. That's pulled past third, but foul. Wow. Line shot, takes a hop off the bricks and then runs into left field. It's still 0-2 to another transfer portal addition from a season ago. Nicholson was at Iowa Central for 2 years. Hit 41 homers, and all that pop is translated to the ACC. The 0-2. Nicholson strikes out on a biting slider down and in, and somehow, some way, Payne gets out of the jam as the Tar Heels go no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 left on base. Jason DeCaro gets the ball in the bottom of the first. East Carolina to the plate in a scoreless game. It's Tar Heel baseball in the Chapel Hill Regional from Learfield. Hey Tar Heel fans, it's baseball season. And while you're cheering on Carolina, don't forget where your game day peanuts come from. North Carolina peanuts are grown by family farms across the state and have been a part of the ballpark experience for decades. This message is brought to you by the North Carolina Peanut Growers Association, proud supporters of Tar Heel baseball and North Carolina farmers. Learn more at aboutpeanuts.com.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. Come on, move! You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
With Ben Mihaljevic, I'm Dave Nathan. We are in Boshamer Stadium for Carolina baseball. It's the Tar Heels and East Carolina Pirates matching up as we go to the bottom of the first with no score. East Carolina's got Grady Lenahan, Davin Whitaker, and Braden Burris set to face off against Jason DeCaro, the Heels 6'5", 230-pound junior righty out of Northport, New York. DeCaro's got a 10-2 record this year. He leads the ACC in wins. He's fifth nationally. He's second in the ACC and 10th in the country with a 2.30 earned run average. Opponents at 242 off of DeCaro, who has been dynamite in the NCAA tournament through his first two seasons as a Diamond Heel.
And he's pitched in some of the biggest games. He's used to throwing in openers. He's come in Game 7s. He's thrown in the opening game of Omaha. There's no spot that you can put this kid in where he won't be comfortable.
This is DeCaro's seventh start in the tournament. Carolina 5-1 when he takes the hill. DeCaro 2-0 in this event with wins coming over West Virginia in the Supers 2 years back and then Oklahoma last year in the regional. Jeff Wright gives home plate a good dusting before Lenahan comes to hit. East Carolina's freshman center fielder bats an even 300, 8 home runs, 46 RBIs. It's a righty-righty matchup. DeCaro gives the rosin bag a good squeeze, tosses it to the back of the bump, and ready for play in the bottom of the first. No score again between Carolina and ECU. DeCaro's first pitch, it's a fastball high. 1-0 the count to Lenahan.
Talked about yesterday, efficiency with Ryan Lynch. Need the same thing here from Jason DeCaro.
DeCaro kicks and fires. Strike on the outer half, back to the fastball, count even 1-1.
DeCaro has a little bit more of an arsenal than Lynch. He goes curveball, changeup, slider as well.
Here's the 1-1. Missed low, 2 balls and a strike to Lenahan.
Just like Lynch, though, DeCaro typically throws a bunch of fastballs in the first inning to try and settle in.
Lynch had a fastball last night that topped out at 99. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. He elevated that heater. It was just too appetizing for Lenahan to hold off. He takes a swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Pirate outfielder leading off the bottom of the first. DeCaro's 2-2. Lashed foul right side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That fastball touched 95 as we give you a look at the Carolina defense. Colin Heineck behind the plate catching. Eric Paulson at first base. The second baseman, Gavin Gallagher. The shortstop, Jake Schaffner. Cooper Nicholson at the hot corner. Tyler Howe in left. The center fielder, Owen Hull. Carter French in right. Another 2-2. DeCaro induces a bouncing ball left side. Schaffner backhands it, but won't make the throw. Deep in the hole at shortstop. It's an infield single for Lenahan. East Carolina's got the leadoff man aboard.
Sweet contact there from Lenahan, but he put it in the right spot, and ECU, like you said, with the leadoff man on, that sort of opens up some opportunities here for the Pirates, and you wonder if Coach Godwin will go small ball a little bit.
Lenahan's matched his hit total for what he had yesterday in that 14-inning bonanza when he went 1 for 7. East Carolina triumphed over Tennessee 7-3 to get into this ball game. The Tar Heels won a night ago over VCU 8-0. So with Lenahan at first, Whitaker's at the plate. He's a lefty. DeCaro from out of the stretch serves up a pitch that's fouled off. The sunlight shining down on all the fans to our left behind the left field line, and it's quickly 0-1 to Whitaker. Sophomore bats .333. Team leader in homers with 10. He's driven in 44. He's also K'd 42 times, which leads the Pirates as he squares to bunt. Nicholson creeps in from third. The pitch, it's put down back towards the mound. DeCaro's only play is to first, and he makes it. Whitaker's sacrifice bunt pushes Lenahan into scoring position, and East Carolina's got a runner at second with one down in the first. 0-0 our score.
No harm, no foul there for either team. ECU did its job getting the bunt down and moving Lenahan over to second. DeCaro did his, fielding cleanly and tossing cleanly over to Paulson. And now it's really on DeCaro here to bear down and record these next two outs.
That's a 40th sacrifice bunt East Carolina's laid down this year. The Tar Heels, conversely, have only put down 13. Righty-righty matchup between DeCaro and Burris. First pitch fastball right down Franklin Street. And it's 0-1 to the all-everything former walk-on here for East Carolina. What a story. You go from walking on your freshman year to becoming a freshman All-America. He was first-team All-ACC this year, and he awaits the 0-1 from DeCaro. Here it comes. Off speed, swinging him. Foul ball up against the bricks behind third. He was way out in front of that changeup, and that's why Burris down in the count, 0-2.
Smart pitching there from DeCaro, starting to go deeper into his bag here and pull out a few more tricks.
Burris leads East Carolina with a .349 average. He's gone deep 3 times, driven in 31. The 0-2, that's hit back up the middle, and it's into center field. Lenahan waved around to score from second. Burris has an RBI single, and the Pirates have a 1-0 lead.
Again, not particularly hard contact from ECU, but in the right spot, and the Pirates have scored their first ever run here against Jason DeCaro.
It only took 13 2/3 innings spread out over the course of 3 years, and the Pirates have finally tagged DeCaro for a run. It comes in the bottom of the first in the winner's bracket of the Chapel Hill Regional, and Kalinic, the DH, next to hit. He's a lefty. The Tar Heels swing around defending the pull side. Burris leads off of first. The pitch. Letter high strike. 0-1 to Kalinic. Sophomore from out of Longwood, Florida. Brings an average of .276 to the yard. 7 homers, 30 runs batted in. DeCaro with his back to the runner over at first. The 0-1. Swinging a nubber left side foul over the top of the Argyle strip next to the third base coach's box. 0-2 the count to Kalinic. Coach Godwin, by the way, occupies that third base coach's box. Rare is it you've got both head coaches in the same game occupying that swath of real estate. Coach Fox did it during his tenure. Coach Forbes does it now, as does Coach Godwin.
Coach Godwin's as mobile as I've seen any coach over there in that third base coach's box.
Here's the 0-2 from the righty to the lefty. Inside, moved him off the plate. A ball and 2 strikes, and you're right, Ben. Coach Godwin will probably have 10 to 15,000 steps walked behind third base by the end of the game.
I don't know if he's riled up,
moving.
If it's nerves, if what it is, but he's really active over there, and I noticed it yesterday too against Tennessee.
Burris at first. The 1-2 to the plate. That's lined back through the middle. A diving Schaffner can't get to it. And East Carolina's got runners at first and second. Burris into scoring position. Kalinic at first. Lenahan's already come around to score. The Pirates lead 1-0 and threaten for more in the bottom of 1. Colby Wallace due up next. It's been a trio of singles and a sacrifice bunt that have done the job. Carolina played from out in front the entire game last night. Got 3 runs in the first, a solo homer from Nicholson in the third, and then 4 insurance runs in the 8th to beat VCU 8-0. Different story today. First pitch to Wallace. Fastball outside, 1-0 to the third baseman. Wallace's average sits at .311. He's doubled 15 times this year. That's number 1 on the roster. He's driven in a team best 49. The 1-0. Off speed and away from the righty, 2-0 as East Carolina's fans chant purple and gold across the ballpark. Tar Heel fans outnumber the ECU folks by a pretty good margin. But the folks in purple and gold are letting themselves be heard.
And their team's off to a great start.
The 2-0. Fastball paints the black outer half. Called a strike, 2-1 to Kobe Wallace. Grew up in the Pinehurst area. Went to the same high school as former Tar Heel Nick Pry. Played here from 2019 to 2023. With runners at first and second and one down in the first, Pirates up a run. The pitch. Wallace slaps a fly ball the other way towards right. In the shadows, Carter French makes the catch. Both Pirates stay put on the base paths. And there's two down. Sabater next up in the order, batting out of the sixth spot for Coach Godwin. And just as East Carolina had to feel super fortunate getting off the field in the top of the first, leaving the bases loaded, Carolina, if it can get out of this inning, having allowed just the one run, wouldn't be the worst spot to be in, back to the dish in the top of the second.
Yeah, I agree.
As I like to say, if you're going to trail early.
Yeah, trail early and give yourself time to bring it back.
Sabater, a lefty, swings and drives the first pitch skyward past the seats and out of play.
DeCaro's been trying to work up in the zone a lot here, and that can be dangerous because if you miss your spot a little bit low, you're leaving a pitch right out over the heart of the plate. And ECU is a very good hitting team.
The 0-1 from DeCaro to Sabater. Fastball at the letters. Strike two to the 349 hitter. He's not homered this year. He's only driven in 16. Didn't face off against the Tar Heels up until this year when he went 0 for 3 in one of those earlier matchups. The 0-2. Swinging a ground ball past first base. That bounces past Paulson, and it rolls into the outfield. A second run scores. Coach Godwin puts up the stop sign. French's throw cut off at first base, and the Pirates lead 2-0. Clutch two-out hitting by Sabater. Burris scores the run. The Pirates lead 2-0. And Austin Irby will get some swings in the bottom of the first.
And again, that ball wasn't exactly banged down the line, but Paulson was playing so far off of the line that he had no chance at keeping the ball in the infield.
So DeCaro goes from facing the Pirates twice in 2 years and not allowing a run to allowing 2 runs and 4 hits so far this inning. With runners at second and third and 2 down. The pitch to Irby. Lefty takes downstairs, 1-0. Irby bats .243. He's homered 5 times this year, driven in 36. Kalenich, the runner at third base. Sabater is over at second after the RBI double. DeCaro from out of the stretch sends the 1-0. Low and inside, 2-0.
A lot of 2-0 counts here for ECU, which puts the Pirates in a favorable spot against Jason DeCaro.
DeCaro's pitch count already creeping towards 30 as Glauber heads down to the Carolina bullpen. He wasn't used yesterday. The 2-0. Fastball launched left side and foul towards the seats. It lands in the top row. Great catch made by one of the Carolina fans over there. 2-1 the count to Irby. And if you're curious about who was used yesterday, Lynch went the first 7 for the Tar Heels. McDuffie went the 8th. Mateus closed out the 9th. Everybody available today save for Lynch. DeCaro's 2-1 to Irby. Fastball lifted again the other way. That'll fall a half dozen or so rows up in the seats adjacent to the Carolina bullpen. The count 2-2 as some fresh baseballs brought out to our home plate umpire Jeff Wright. 2-pocket guy as those balls disappear into his right and left hip respectively. 2-0 Pirates. We're in the bottom of the first. ECU has runners at second and third. Carolina desperately tries to get out of the inning. The pitch to Irby. And he just missed inside. 3-2. DeCaro tried the fastball. Couldn't get the call, and we play on the count full to East Carolina's first baseman.
DeCaro's hanging around 30 pitches here in the first inning.
The all-important payoff pitch. DeCaro delivers, strike three, swinging. Pulled the string, Irby goes down, and the inning is over. First strikeout for DeCaro, and the Tar Heels get off the field. The Pirates get 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors, 2 left in scoring position. We go to the top of the second. The Tar Heels have the bottom third of the order due up. It's Hal Heineken French. East Carolina's got the early lead, 2-0 through an inning from Learfield.
When it comes to your home or business, you need a plumbing and HVAC team on your side. Count on the team that the Tar Heels trust with Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating. Serving the community since 1933, our family is here to keep your family comfortable. Whether it is a leaking pipe, stopped-up drain, water heater issues, or HVAC needs, we are here for you. Our licensed professionals have the training and experience needed to alleviate your problems and get you back to playing ball. Call Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating at 919-220-2554 or inquire at bpph.com, just as the Diamond Heels would.
You carry Carolina with you everywhere you go. Officially licensed Tar Heel gear holds that connection that won't fade. It's more than merchandise. It's tradition, pride, and memories stitched in Carolina blue. The uniform for the moments that make you a Tar Heel. The first walk across Polk Place. The late nights on Franklin Street. The wins you'll never forget. Each piece is authentically Carolina, a part of you. And every purchase benefits Carolina Athletics.
If you haven't tried Pulp Juice and Smoothie Bar yet, now's the time. They've been blending smoothie recipes for over 20 years with fresh bowls, wraps, and ginger shots made daily. Stop by Pulp on Franklin Street. Just say Carolina Baseball for 10% off your order. East Carolina has assumed a 2-0 lead on the Diamond Heels as we go to the second. Again, Carolina in this event, the designated visiting team today, playing in its own ballpark against East Carolina. So it's the Pirates in the field in the top of the second, Carolina at the plate. Tyler House set to lead off against Luke Payne, who got out of a prickly top half of the first. Ben, Carolina had the bases loaded. Payne got a key strikeout of Cooper Nicholson to end the inning.
And Carolina certainly had its chance to strike first in this game, but didn't take advantage of the opportunity. ECU did, and the Pirates have a 2-0 lead.
Juxtapose that with Carolina yesterday getting 4 consecutive hits with 2 outs in the first, and in total 6 for 14 with 2 outs against VCU on Friday. Howell, lefty at the plate, awaits the first pitch from Payne. It's off speed but in the zone, called a strike, and it's 0-1 to the Huntersville freshman.
And you have to wonder what sort of confidence that built for Payne, being able to escape the first inning.
DeCaro needed 28 pitches to get out of the first. Payne's pitch count at 24 through 1. Second pitch this inning. That's hit over shortstop and into left center field. Tyler Howe's got his first NCAA tournament base hit, and Carolina's got the leadoff man aboard for the second consecutive frame. The table is set for Colin Heineck, another transfer portal pickup from out of Georgia State. Heineck hits out of the 8 spot, bats .269, 7 home runs, and even 50 runs batted in. Howe with a good lead off of first base. The pitch to the righty, Heineck, taken outside, 1-0. He missed with the fastball.
And I'm not really sure where that missed, and I wonder, too, if because Walker Barron was set up on the inside to the righty Colin Heineck, that it was a more of a difficult call for home plate umpire Jeff Wright.
Payne's second pitch to Heineck. Missed in the same spot with a changeup, 2-0. Wind not causing much of a disturbance. Flags in center pointing straight down. Hazy cloud cover. The deeper you go behind the wall, but it's hot. 84 degrees at game time. The 2-0. There's a pitch out over the plate. Popped up by Heineck into shallow right center field. Lenahan, the center fielder, makes the catch, and there's the first out of the inning. Howe retreats over to first base. As our score reads, East Carolina 2, Carolina nothing in the second. The 9-spot Carter French to the plate for Coach Forbes' bunch. French is average at .236. Had a base hit yesterday. Took a walk, laid down a sac bunt, was super productive. And the Heels shutout victory over the Rams. The pitch to the lefty, it's one we'll wait on. Throw over to first base instead. Howe dives back in safely. He's 4 for 4 in pilfers this year. Carolina as a team, 8th in the ACC. Right around 175 nationally. It's just not this team's bread and butter to steal a bunch of bases.
Yeah, but they've been able to move guys around the bases in other ways.
The pitch. French fouls off a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. 0-1 to Carolina's right fielder. Well, the Tar Heels don't steal a bunch. They don't hit a ton of home runs, but they score in bunches. The 0-1. Off speed and just over the outside corner, 0-2.
Don't blame Carter French for taking that pitch. I'm not sure there's much he could have done with it either way.
Carolina 3rd in the ACC in runs scored this year, 12th in the country. But down 2-0 early to the Pirates. The 0-2. Fastball gets away from the catcher. And down to second base goes Howe. The Tar Heels get another free base. The wild pitch for Payne, his 7th on the season. And 31 1/3. The big question right now is, can Carolina turn that free base into a run?
Need to do something to try and steal the momentum back from the Pirates.
A ball and 2 strikes, the count to French. Infield play straight up. Payne fires. And French is hit by a pitch. Barron contests that French leaned into that. But Jeff Wright, the home plate umpire, doesn't want to hear it.
Coach Godwin, I think, wants to challenge this too. That was a pretty quick challenge.
Coach Godwin wasn't halfway to the first baseline out of the first base dugout before the umpiring crew decided to converge around the first base side of the mound and talk it over. And here comes our first review of the ball game.
The good thing about NCAA tournament play is that we'll have this review up on the scoreboard, so we should be able to see whether or not Carter French leaned into this pitch.
Traditionally, this is always a tough call to overturn. Not that it's impossible, but it would have to be egregious to overturn the call of a hit batter because somebody leaned into a pitch.
I agree.
As things stand right now, French is at first. Howe is at second. There's one down in the top of the second. Carolina at the plate, down 2-0 to East Carolina. The Pirates got RBI hits from Burris and Sabater in the first. Lenahan and Burris scored the runs. The winner into tomorrow's 5 o'clock game against either the loser of this matchup or VCU.
And that's kind of hard to, like you said, Dave, overturn. French, he didn't do anything to get out of the way, I'll tell you that. However, he was sort of in his load and approach to the point where, as his arms are turning to move his bat, his elbow is out in maybe a little bit of an unnatural position. But again, once he arrived at that point, he just sort of left his elbow there and accepted his fate.
If the call does stand, it's the 104th time Carolina's been hit by a pitch this year. The old record, as far as records have been kept, was 88. The Tar Heels have set a program best for hit by pitch this year. Number 1 in the league, top 40 in the country. And we continue to wait on this call here in the second with the Pirates up on the heels 2-0. The umpires take the headsets off. A resolution must be near.
One would assume that's what that means.
We'll see if our microphones can pick up the call as it's made from just inside the first baseline on the grass.
All right.
So it's overturned, and French wiped off the base paths. That's a strike and a strikeout. Two away. And it turns the lineup over to Schaffner with Howe still over at first. He reached on a single to lead off the inning. Heineck flied out to right center. Howe advanced to second on a wild pitch. French just called out on an HBP that was overturned. Pitch to Schaffner. Bouncing ball back to the mound. It's collected by Payne. Underhand to first base. Schaffner out by a half step. And East Carolina gets out of the jam. And the inning is over. Tar Heel fans none too happy with the umpiring. And we go to the bottom of the second. DeCaro gets Barron, Parham, and Lenahan. The 8, 9, and 1 spots for ECU. The Pirates still hold a 2-0 lead on Carolina. In the Chapel Hill Regional, it's Diamond Hills baseball from Learfield.
Join us for the opening weekend of the Division I NCAA Baseball Championship as we bring you all the action on Learfield's Regional Rundown Show. From foul pole to foul pole, we'll cover every game with live play-by-play, highlights, and scores as they happen all weekend long. Live on the free Varsity Network app, join our crew starting Friday, May 29th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. Slide headfirst into the Regional Rundown exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Play ball!
The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcast rights granted by the University of North Carolina. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of North Carolina and Learfield.
Carolina home runs are presented by Lowe's Foods, supporting home plate since 1954. Visit your local Lowe's Foods to find a different type of grocery store worthy of their Carolina roots. Carolina trails East Carolina as we go to the bottom of the second. The Pirates back to the plate. Walker Barron leads off against Jason DeCaro, who allowed 3 singles and a double in his first inning of work. His pitch count already rubbing up against 30. As it's a righty-righty matchup to begin this new inning. The pitch. Taken high, 1-0.
DeCaro's trying to work really quickly here. As soon as he receives the ball from Heineck, he wants to go, go, go.
The 1-0. Nifty curveball settles into the zone for a called strike to Barron. It's 1-1. Next offering, reaches out, pokes a line drive towards right center. That splits Hull and French. It goes to the warning track. Hull, great job of hustle to cut it off. And Barron held to a leadoff single. That's already 5 hits for East Carolina. We're just in the second. Pirates lead the Tar Heels 2-0.
And that was the best contact of the day so far for ECU. Had Hull not gotten such a great jump on the ball, that would have been a double for Barron, if not more, into the right center field gap.
Heineck steps out in front of the plate to relay some signs around the infield with the 9 spot. Nick Parham due up next for East Carolina. Parham grew up on the western side of the state, Nashville. Went to the same high school, once attended by Roy Williams. First pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul behind first, and it's 0-1. Coach Williams no stranger to these moments. New head coach Malone in attendance yesterday for Carolina baseball. Good to have any coach, any person here at the ballpark right now. Outstanding fan support in the Chapel Hill Regional. The 0-1. Bunt put down, and it's first base side. DeCaro fields and underhands to Paulson. Parham advances the runner. And that's his 9th sacrifice bunt this year. Top 5 in the AAC in that category. Coach Godwin's team has not been shy about playing small ball. That's translated to a 2-0 lead in the second. With 1 down and a runner at second, the lineup turns over to Lenahan, who singled and scored back in the first.
And the point I was about to make, this sort of reminds me of playing Boston College, where you couldn't let the leadoff man on because you knew that spelled trouble, and the Eagles would just bunt the guy over every single time.
DeCaro starts Lenahan off backwards with a slider taken low, 1-0 to the outfielder. Lenahan grew up in Bristow, Virginia, about 30 miles outside of Washington, D.C. The 1-0. That pitch connects on the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. He started his high school career at Patriot High, finished at the famed Pro 5 Academy, where he left as a top 100 freshman. The 1-1. There's a swing and a ground ball right side, foul, 1-2. Yeah, D1 Baseball ranked this kid among the top freshmen in the entire country, and I don't think they were too far off. AAC all-freshman team, Grady Lenahan homered in 3 consecutive games earlier this year against UAB and Duke. He hits for the second time today against Carolina as DeCaro deals strike 3. Slider catches him looking, and that's a long look as DeCaro gets his second strikeout of the ball game. That's a big second out in the second inning with the Pirates up on the heels 2-0, and it brings Davin Whitaker to the plate. He's a left-handed hitter.
Massive strikeout there from DeCaro, too, because he did it without using his fastball again, showing that he's able to locate his off-speed pitch for strikes. Will be really helpful because it forces ECU to swing at them at some point.
Whitaker laid down the sac bunt an inning ago, takes a swing here. Lofts a fly ball into shallow center field, and Owen Hole makes the catch. The inning is over. The leadoff single goes by the wayside. Barron left stranded at second base. DeCaro sets down the last 3 of the inning, and the Tar Heels come to hit in the top of the third with Gallagher, Hull, and Winslow. East Carolina, though, still leads 2-0 from Learfield.
Like a buzzer beater to beat your rival, or the play you can remember like it was yesterday. Penn Station East Coast Subs fuels your passion for greatness. With a menu featuring an array of mouth-watering grilled submarine sandwiches, fresh-cut fries, and hand-squeezed lemonade, let Penn Station Subs make every day feel like game day. Penn Station East Coast Subs is happy to serve you with 6 locations right here in the Triangle. Come see us in store or order online. Penn Station East Coast Subs. It's all about good taste.
Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes every moment cheering on your team even better. Plus, the mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue when your beer is Rocky Mountain cold. So you never have to guess if your Coors Light is ready to drink. So crack one open, take a sip, and enjoy the game. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly.
This is Carolina Baseball.
Modelo is proud to sponsor Carolina Baseball. Modelo, an official beer of your North Carolina Tar Heels. Dave Nathan, Ben Mihaljevic, your official broadcasters today for Carolina Baseball as this game seeds itself into the third inning. East Carolina put up a 2 spot in the bottom of 1. Both teams go scoreless in the second. Here we are on the top of the third. East Carolina 2, Carolina nothing. The Tar Heels at the plate with Gavin Gallagher set to face off against Luke Payne for the second time. Ben, I find it fitting with Tennessee here a little earlier. Volunteers had an old football coach by the name of General Robert Nealon.
Okay.
Issued some game maxims long ago. I think one of them's pretty fitting right now for Carolina. If at first the game or breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Carolina's not gotten some bounces, some breaks, some good mojo, but again, we're just in the third inning.
It's only the third inning, and great part of the order here due up for Carolina to try and bring this back to within a run or even tie the game. You've got 2, 3, and 4 coming to the plate. Gallagher, Hull, and Winslow.
Gallagher 0 for 1 of the strikeout. Takes a changeup high, and it's 1-0. Again, Tennessee, the first team out of the Chapel Hill Regional, falling to VCU earlier today, 5-4. Just how thin are the margins right now? Tennessee lost in 14 yesterday and by a run today, and it's over. The 1-0. Another ball makes it 2-0. East Carolina trying to fight its way into the 5 o'clock game tomorrow. The winner of this game gets there. The loser faces off against the Rams of VCU tomorrow at 12 noon. The 2-0. Gallagher swings and deposits that ball foul over our heads. 2-1.
Not sure if it's a different pitch, maybe a cutter here from Payne, but he is doing a good job of mixing speeds on his heater. Sometimes 94, sometimes down to 90.
2-1, Gallagher, little nubber off the end of the bat, comes to rest on the grass between the plate and the mound. It's the catcher, Barron, who makes the barehanded throw to first in time to get Gallagher by a full step. First out of the inning.
Weak contact again from Carolina because Gallagher was way out in front.
Hull stroked his single back in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. Infield swings around, defending the right side. The shortstop, Parham, plays almost directly behind the bag in shallow center. Payne from out of the stretch. Delivers outside, 1-0. Payne spent his first 2 years as a Tennessee Volunteer, played sparingly in 2024 and 2025, just 9 total appearances over the last 2 seasons. The 1-0. Outside, make it 2-0. This year as a Pirate, he appears for the 16th time in a game. He got 8. This is his 8th start. His last outing came against UTSA in the conference tournament when he went 2 innings in what turned out to be a 4-2 loss, a game he took a no decision in. The 2-0 to Hull. Clips the outer half with a fastball. 2-1 to Carolina's center fielder. We're in the third, 1 down, bases clear. East Carolina 2, Carolina nothing. Nearing 6 o'clock, this game almost an hour old. Payne fires. Another fastball. Screams across the outer half of the plate. 2-2 to Hull.
We saw Hull back in the first inning go the other way with one of those pitches, and if that's where Payne's going to pitch to him, Hull will have to do it again.
Payne readies to fire. Hull bounces foul in front of the East Carolina dugout behind the first baseline. Macon Winslow on deck for the Tar Heels. Not an open seat in Chapel Hill. Sellout crowd here for the Chapel Hill Regional. The 2-2. Big fastball, way wide.
It's the second time we've seen him throw a pitch way wide like that. Both have come to lefty batters. I guess he's trying to dot up the outer corner, but has been unsuccessful both times.
The count is full to Owen Hull. Payne has already walked 1. The pitch. And now he's walked another. That was outside. Carolina's got another base runner. The Tar Heels left the bases loaded in the first, had Howe in scoring position with 1 down in the second. Hull down to first base in the third. Here comes Winslow. Carolina trying to battle back. It's been a 2-0 Pirates lead ever since the bottom of the first inning. Irby holds the speedy Hull. He's stolen 17 bases this year, and his first motion is over to first. Owen is back atop the bag. What do you say? Owen's about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, I'll give him taller than 6'3".
6'5" in cleats and maybe about 6'10" atop the bag. The pitch to Winslow. Off speed and high. 1-0. What was the old line from Fletch? 6'5" with the afro, 6'9"?
Yeah, something like that.
Hull extends off of first base. The 1-0 pitch from Payne to Winslow. Up and away. 2-0. There is some bullpen activity.
That's Hoagland again.
Down in the right field corner for East Carolina. Payne got out of a jam in the first. Eased through the second. We're in the third. The 2-0. Fastball. Look out. Winslow took that right across his face, and it's 3-0.
I feel like you take here, and now look at Coach Forbes down the third base box. He's doing this like 3-0 count, showing that hand signal to Macon Winslow as if to say, be smart here.
Payne's pitch. Fastball locates over the inside corner. 3-1 to Carolina's DH. He flied out to left field in the first. East Carolina has a 2-0 lead. We're in the top of the third. The Heels, the designated visiting team, playing in its own ballpark today. Just a quirk of the NCAA tournament. Throw to first. Hull is back in time.
Yeah, just one of those classic rules where I don't think I fully understand it yet. The way it's been explained is if you've played more home games than your opponent, then you're the road team, even though you might have won 45 games and are the number 5 national seed.
Another throw back over to first. Hull is still plenty safe. One of these days, the NCAA is going to make it make sense, but that day's not today.
It's probably
I don't
not
think
tomorrow.
It's coming tomorrow. 3 balls and a strike to count to Winslow. Here's the pitch. Winslow knocks that just over the top of the press box, and the count is full 3-2. Ben Mihaljevic had his hands ready. As the old saying goes, he protects me, I protect the equipment. We all get out of here happy.
That was maybe as close as we've ever come in here, Dave, to having a foul ball.
1 out, 1 on. Pirates up 2-0 on the Diamond Heels in the third. The all-important payoff pitch is one we'll wait on. That movement is directed over to Hull at first base, and here come those blue-clad Boo Birds. It must be Boo Bird season here on the last day of May.
Has to be.
Payne from the third base side of the rubber comes set from out of the stretch. The payoff pitch. Winslow turns and bloops it foul. It'll hit the top of the coach's offices, and it'll come to rest somewhere out of our view. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes to Winslow, who battles Payne in the top of the third. Pirates still hold a 2-0 lead on the Tar Heels. Eric Paulson and the on-deck circle as Carolina tries to fight its way back in this game with a spot in the 5 o'clock game tomorrow on the line. Another payoff from the lefty to the righty. And Winslow fans, Hull takes off for second. He is thrown out. Strike him out, throw him out. The inning is over, and the breaks continue to go the way of the Pirates. Just the 5th time Hull has been caught stealing this season. And the inning is over. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Payne. That's 2 off his season and career high of 6. East Carolina back to the dish in the bottom of 3 with Burris, Kalinich, and Wallace due up. Our score remains East Carolina 2 and Carolina nothing from Learfield.
Join us for the opening weekend of the Division I NCAA Baseball Championship as we bring you all the action on Learfield's Regional Rundown Show. From foul pole to foul pole, we'll cover every game with live play-by-play, highlights, and scores as they happen all weekend long. Live on the free Varsity Network app, join our crew starting Friday, May 29th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. Slide headfirst into the Regional Rundown exclusively on the Varsity Network app. Play ball!
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Carolina Baseball Grounds Crew is presented by Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating. Serving the community since 1933, our family is here to keep your family comfortable. Count on the team that the Tar Heels trust with Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating. You can trust us, Dave Nathan and Ben Mihaljevic, here at Bosmer Stadium for Carolina Baseball. Bryant Williams back at Learfield Mission Control. Maybe you're listening on WBAG in Burlington. Maybe WCHL here in Chapel Hill. The Go Heels app, the Varsity Network app, or as they said in old school, maybe something we don't even know about. 2-0 Pirates as East Carolina leads Carolina in the bottom of the third. Burris at the plate against DeCaro. Big old school guy, Ben?
Not particularly.
Give it time.
Okay.
It's an acquired taste. First pitch. Downstairs 1-0. We've already checked the box of Fletch on the broadcast today. Old school's been wiped out. We'll knock out all the classics before all said and done. The 1-0 pitch to Burris. There's a strike on the outside corner to the righty. 1-1 to the second baseman. Had an RBI single and a run scored in the Pirates' 2-run first. That remains the margin in the home half of the third. The 1-1. Downstairs, 2-1, and we'll pause 10 seconds for a station ID on the Tar Heel Sports Network. DeCaro's 2-1 pitch, a slider, stays upstairs, and it's 3-1 to Braden Burris. Get some encouragement from Coach Godwin down the third base line. Those two guys attended the same high school over on the eastern side of the state. The 3-1 from DeCaro. Perfect fastball. Taken, strike two, and the count full to the leadoff man for the Pirates. And the home half of the third, East Carolina has been up 2-0 for the last couple of frames. DeCaro nods in approval of the sign, the pitch. And he just missed outside. Wow. DeCaro thought he had him dead to rights, and he's not the only one. Burris reaches for the second time. It's the first free pass issued by DeCaro. Just his 35th bases on balls of the season. East Carolina's got the leadoff man aboard for a third consecutive inning. And Kalenic is 1 for 1 with a single up at the plate next from the left side.
And now it allows ECU to try and get tricky again. Advance a runner into scoring position and try and work from there.
Bunt shown by Kalenic as he squares the pitch. Taken at the letters for his strike, 0-1. Caden Glauber getting in some very soft tosses in Carolina's bullpen. ACC Freshman of the Year, could be National Freshman of the Year.
He's one of the finalists.
He has had a legendary first season already. The 0-1 to Kalenic. Doesn't square this time, takes a cut, and comes up totally empty on the mid-90s fastball. It's 0-2.
One thing I noticed is his hands were really low in his load, and then he tried to bring them back up, which did not exactly save him any time. And when you have a 94-mile-an-hour fastball barreling your way, you can't afford to waste time.
Burris leads off of first base. Paulson holds him. The 0-2 from DeCaro to Kalenic. Barely inside for a ball, 1-2.
That was definitely more inside than the assumed strike three call on Braden Burris that never came.
Plenty of chatter around the ballpark from Carolina's fans. None too happy with the strike zone of Jeff Wright. DeCaro's 1-2. Throw to first. Burris back. Face first. He's stolen 11 bases this year. That's tied for the top spot on the team. And similar to Carolina, ECU doesn't run a ton, just 43 steals this year. Last in their league, about 254th in the country. The 1-2. Curveball. Dump foul at the plate. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Kalenic, the DH, who bats cleanup. He was 0 for 1 with a walk against Carolina in the regular season. Kalenic 1 for 3 yesterday against Tennessee. Another 1-2 from the righty to the lefty. Popped him up left side. Nicholson in foul territory near the warning surface. Sets up, makes the catch off his left shoulder. And there's one down in the bottom of the third. Good battle between those two. DeCaro wins the moment.
A big out, too. I don't think Kalenic was ever really trying to bunt, even though he showed it on the first pitch. It was more just to see what Carolina did and how Jason DeCaro threw. But well done by DeCaro to get ahead early and stay ahead.
You wonder if East Carolina shows that to put Carolina's infield out of position, given how good Carolina is at turning two this year.
That's a good point.
Here's Colby Wallace from the right side. First pitch by DeCaro. Just a tad outside, a ball and no strikes to the third baseman. 0 for 1 on the flyout to French in right field back in the first. We're in the third. It is still a 2-0 Pirate lead. East Carolina's got Burris at first and 1 down. DeCaro deals. Runner takes off from first. Swing and a miss. And it's Heineck unable to get the ball cleanly out of his glove. Leave it to me to tell you just a moment ago, the Pirates never steal. Well, they just swiped one on the Tar Heels there and have a runner at second with 1 down the count to Wallace. 1 ball and 1 strike. The broadcaster's jinx, whether we're in the regular season or the postseason, it just never fails.
It's a good time to steal, too, because DeCaro threw an off-speed pitch in the dirt. So even if Heineck got the ball out of his glove cleanly, it would have been difficult to make the throw down in time. And obviously you lose a little bit of time with the off-speed pitch.
The 1-1. Steers outside with the slider, 2-1. Well, you have to take your hat off to Coach Godwin so far, having played small ball, stealing a base, and all those steps he's gotten in around the third base coach's box. He's been on top of things. The 2-1. Low and outside, 3-1 the count to Wallace.
And there's no doubt, too, that Coach Godwin and ECU are really going for it this weekend, leaving everything out there, not really thinking about the games that might be later down the line. It's one at a time, win now mentality.
The 3-1 from DeCaro to Wallace. And he missed inside for ball 4. Second walk of the inning, second walk of the game. Wallace to first, Burris at second, Sabater to hit. He had the big RBI double back in the first. 2-0 Pirates in the bottom of 3. There is 1 down. But this has been anything but a Saturday stroll for Carolina today. Jason DeCaro's pitch count is already up over 50 at 54 through just 2 1/3, and I would surmise things are beginning to get a little more serious in Carolina's bullpen. The pitch to Sabater, he reaches out, and he floats a line drive into shallow left center field. Hull comes up throwing. It's cut off by Paulson on the mound. That allows Burris to score, and the Pirates have assumed a 3-0 lead.
Carolina's outfield was playing way in anyway, sort of expecting Sabater to dump one in, still found a spot, and now it's 3-0 Pirates.
6th hit of the ball game for East Carolina. And I don't know how many of them have been barreled up, not many. But the Pirates are catching all the breaks today as Coach Gaines, the Tar Heels pitching coach, comes out of the dugout to talk things over with DeCaro and Heineck, and that'll give us a chance, Ben, to peruse a busy scoreboard again. If you're late to the party yesterday, top seed UCLA lost to St. Mary's. Auburn, number 4 seed, fell to Milwaukee. 9th seed Southern Miss dropped a matchup to Little Rock. Plus Florida State, they dropped their contest to St. John's. Florida got a walk-off homer to beat Rider. I just wonder if today's play can keep up with yesterday.
It's certainly on that pace so far. We'll start in the ACC. Virginia taking on Southern Miss right now. Virginia led 11-8 late in that ball game. Southern Miss came back to tie things at 11. Then Virginia scored 4 in the top of the 10th to take a 15-11 lead, and now Southern Miss is down to its final out in the bottom of the 10th. It's 15-11, 0-2 count against Southern Miss.
Southern Miss, again, a national seed on the cusp of maybe going 2-Q in its own ballpark.
That would not be great for Southern Miss. Florida State leads Coastal 2-1 as well. That's an elimination game down in Tallahassee. Both of those teams lost their first contests. Auburn leads NC State 17-9. Another elimination game down in Alabama.
ACC was just 3-5 yesterday. 3-6 in total if you count the continuation of State's game.
And there it is. Southern Miss is eliminated, the first national seed to bow out.
After the mound meeting is complete, DeCaro gets back to work against Irby, who's 0 for 1 of the strikeout. First pitch, fastball, scorched foul off to the left. 0-1 to the first baseman from out of Virginia Beach. He was a top 5 prospect coming out of high school in Virginia, and he parlayed that into freshman All-America honors his first year in Greenville. The 0-1. outside, stays with the fastball. 1-1 the count to Irby. Burris has already come around to score this inning. Wallace, who took a walk, is at second base. Sabater, who's now got 2 RBIs and 2 hits, is over at first. The 1-1 from DeCaro to Irby. In the zone and flared foul the other way. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Looks like DeCaro's throwing a 2-seamer there that's running away from Irby.
Coach Jackson, a step outside the Carolina dugout, pointing the Heels defenders in the right place. 2 infielders on either side of second. Hull shades the hitter just a tad towards left center. The 1-2. Inside, DeCaro. Couldn't find the zone with a fastball. 2-2. Irby 2 for 4. A double and a run scored in yesterday's 14-inning win for the Pirates over Tennessee. The 2-2. Breaking ball dances low, and it's taken for ball 3. DeCaro gets a fresh baseball, the old one. Finds a spot in the Carolina dugout.
ECU's seeing pitches so much better than it did against Jason DeCaro in the jungle back in February.
DeCaro went 8 innings of shutout baseball in that matchup. The payoff pitch. Irby swings and grounds behind first, foul. That was nearly another big smack for the Pirates. Count remains 3-2. And just to go back to that game, DeCaro struck out 7, walked just 1, took the W. As he enters play today, DeCaro 25-6 in his career at Carolina. He's got the 10th best winning percentage all time at this school. And he's looking for his 3rd win over East Carolina. Another payoff to Irby. Popped him up. Third base side. Will this ball stay in play? Nicholson finds the wall. He makes the catch, almost overran it, but doubled back. Drifted towards fair territory on the warning surface. And it's 2 down. Heady play by Cooper Nicholson. And DeCaro will face off for the 2nd time against Walker Barron, who singled against Jason when he led off the 2nd. We're still stuck in the bottom of the 3rd. East Carolina 3, Carolina nothing.
Big out there from DeCaro. He needs to keep this at a 3-0 game, and eventually the Bats need to do something, put some runs on the board. You won't win any games by not scoring.
Righty-righty matchup between these two. DeCaro looks to second before the pitch. Fastball runs up and in. 1-0 the count to Barron. He grew up in Atlanta, went to the famed IMG High School, was ranked the number 2 catcher in the Peach State before he got to East Carolina in 2024. Barely played as a freshman, but was an everyday player last year and again this year. The 1-0 reaches out, pops to shallow right center. Galler, the second baseman, is back, and he makes the catch and closes the trap door with his throwing hand, inning over. The 3 outs were all weak pop-outs, either in foul territory or into the shallow outfield. The Pirates pieced together another run on just 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. The Tar Heels get the bats back in the top of the 4th, but the Pirates lead 3-0 in Chapel Hill from Learfield.
Hey, Tar Heel fans, if your game plan this season includes buying or selling a home, you need the Carolinas home team at Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate. Howard Hanna Allen Tate is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Howard Hanna Allen Tate promises a home ownership experience that's different from all the others with real estate, mortgage, and insurance services. Contact a Howard Hanna Allen Tate agent today and let us show you how we're built differently.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Tar Heel fans, Howard Hanna Allen Tate is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Call Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate today and see how they are built differently. East Carolina has built a 3-0 lead on the Tar Heels through the first 3 innings. We start the 4th with Carolina at the plate. It's Eric Paulson, Cooper Nicholson, and Tyler Howe. Paulson and Nicholson combined to go 5 for 9 yesterday with 2 runs, 5 RBIs, and 2 extra base hits. Today, Luke Payne has sliced and diced his way through Carolina's order, really outside of free passes and hit batters. Tar Heels haven't been able to touch him up for much, just 2 singles, 1 for Hull and 1 for Howe.
For a team that played a 14-inning game yesterday, Carolina really needs to drive up this pitch count, try to get into what has to be a tired bullpen.
It's an all-lefty affair between Payne and Paulson. The pitch. High, and it's 1-0. Paulie took a walk back in the first inning. Not a pronounced shift against him, as a lot of teams like to play. The 1-0. Change up. Rattles over the outside corner, taken for a strike, 1-1. Wind barely blowing the flags atop the batter's eye. Temperatures have cooled off just a tad from up in the mid-80s about an hour ago. As the 1-1, that's launched into shallow left center field, and it falls for Paulson, a leadoff single for Carolina.
And that's the thing, too. Carolina's had a couple hits here. That's the 3rd hit of the ball game. A couple walks as well, a hit by pitch, and Tar Heels have been on base. It's just the batting with runners on base that has not gone Carolina's way after a 6 for 10 night last night with runners in scoring position.
Paulson's been on base twice today. He leads off of first. Nicholson at the plate, 0 for 1 of the strikeout. Payne from the left side of the rubber delivers a changeup over the inner half, taken for a strike. 0-1 to Nicholson. His parents were in town for the selection show special on Monday here at the ballpark. Couldn't be happier with where their son has landed. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Stayed with the changeup, and it's 0-2. And I'll say this about the parents. We mentioned Anthony D'Onofrio's father here last night. His son's gone on to minor league baseball, but he still feels like he's got some skin in the game. Other parents reached out to me via text today. They're coming to the ballpark. Their kids are long gone, but they are still Carolina baseball fans through and through, as the 0-2 pitch misses outside, 1-2.
Speaks volumes of the culture this program has built under Coach Fox and Coach Forbes.
Paulson off of first. Nicholson at the plate. Heels down 3-0 in the 4th. Payne's 1-2. Got him looking. Strike 3. Punched him out on another changeup. Luke Payne has been a major pain for Carolina today on the mound.
And Dave, as I'm looking at this, the 3 hits Carolina has on the day have all been from lefty batters. Tyler Howe, one of those guys who's stepping to the plate now. So for whatever reason, the numbers appear to be backwards here against Payne, where it's the righties who are struggling much more than the lefties.
1 out, 1 on. Howe at the plate in the 4th. Pirates up 3-0 on the heels. First pitch, it's off speed. It's a strike again. This changeup is playing in ways that I can't even explain for Luke Payne, having himself a career day on the biggest stage of his life.
Good changeup is the most unhittable pitch in baseball.
The 0-1, there's a pitch, and there's a hit. Base knock, left side. Paulson jogs first to second, and Tyler Howe's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Carolina, a little something brewing at the top of the 4th. 2 on, 1 down, trying to battle its way back into the game. The Pirates led 2-0 after 1 and 3-0 after 3. Here comes Colin Heineken. Let's see if a righty can get in the game here against Payne.
Yeah, it's about time a righty does something here against Payne. Is again more warming in the ECU pen. I guess it seems precautionary at this point just to see how Payne does if he can work his way out of trouble again.
Initial offering to Heineken, swing and a miss against that changeup, 0-1. Colin flied out to center back in the second inning, 0 for 1 in the ball game. He's 0 for 4 in the regional with a run scored as he walks up the Argyle strip behind the third baseline to chat things over with Carolina's head coach, Scott Forbes.
Carolina seems a little tense right now at the plate, and Coach Forbes, I think, recognizes that as well. That was a big swing there from Colin Hynek, trying to tie the game with one swing of the bat. That's not what the Tar Heels need, and it's very unlikely that that type of approach will be successful against Payne with the way he's throwing. Needs to stay simple, try to go the other way. Single does a job here.
Payne has struck out 5, one off a career high of 6. First and second for the Heels, one down in the fourth, 3-0 East Carolina. The 0-1 pitch. Hynek swings and blasts a long fly ball. That is deep to center field. That ball is off the batter's eye, and it's a tie game. Colin Hynek, touch of all partner. It's a 3-run jack, and Carolina is in business in the top half of the fourth inning.
I knew after I said that nonsense he was going to go yard. There was something about it. Way up off the batter's eye. That rarely happens here at the Bosch. The center field tends to play deep here, but not deep enough to hold that baseball Colin Hynek just launched.
That was reminiscent of Luke Stevenson's 9th inning homer against West Virginia in the Supers 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
And East Carolina needs a moment to collect themselves. Coach Godwin's out of the dugout. The infield comes around the mound. That'll give us a chance to tell you about Lowe's Foods, supporting home plate since 1954. Visit your local Lowe's Foods because nobody cares about the Carolinas like Lowe's Foods. That's Carolina's 78th home run this year. Hynek goes deep for the 8th time. He's now got 53 RBIs on the season. And that pitch by Payne was his last pitch. The Pirate starter is lifted in the top of the fourth. Wow. For all that had gone against Carolina in the first 3 frames, one big smack by Hynek undoes an afternoon of work for Luke Payne.
Well, I'm pretty sure the plan here for ECU was to throw Payne while you can, and the Pirates certainly gave him a great start, taking a 3-0 lead early, but Carolina has, like you said, undone that 3-0 lead, and now out of the bullpen for ECU, it's Charlie Hoagland, who had been intermittently warming up. Every time it seemed like ECU was running into just a little bit of trouble, Hoagland would get throwing again, and ECU just ran into a whole heap of trouble with Colin Hynek at the dish, mashing a 3-run home run to tie the ball game.
3-3 our score here between Carolina and ECU in the top of the fourth. These fans have been waiting to jump out of their seats all afternoon and all evening. Coming to the ballpark earlier today at 2 o'clock, 3 hours before this one got started. In the throes of the Tennessee VCU game, there were scores of fans lined up around the ballpark waiting to get inside. And as this game got started at 5:07, right on time, the folks that had been waiting, they'll tell you, right now, it was worth the wait.
Absolutely, and Hoagland entering the game. He's a 6'1", 185-pound freshman out of Dayton, Ohio. He did throw against Carolina in the game over in Greenville, a 28-pitch inning in which he surrendered a hit, an earned run, a strikeout, and a double against the Tar Heels. Also hit a batter on the year, a 5.09 ERA, 23 innings pitched. He's given up 21 total hits, 14 runs, 13 earned, 11 walks, and 22 strikeouts for Hoagland. He's a lefty submariner, and he'll face 2 lefties right off the rip in French and Schaffner.
Hoagland didn't face off against French in the regular season. Carter didn't get the start that night in Greenville. As he takes a ball high and away, he starts him off with a changeup, and it's 1-0.
To nobody's shock, that home run has ignited this crowd, and they're on every pitch right now. Even a ball will induce big cheers.
The 1-0. Strike call over the middle, stays off speed, and it's 1-1 to the doctor. Carter French 0 for 1 of the strikeout.
I think for French, that's difficult to pick up. That pitch came in at just 74 miles an hour, exceptionally slow. Have to wait back a lot.
1-1. Drifts well wide, 2-1. Colin Heineck's 3-run homers tied this game in the fourth. One down, base is clear. The pitch. Turned up the velo to 85, but still missed low and outside, 3-1.
Again, this is a great running part of the order for Carolina with French and Schaffner, so don't want to allow one of those two on if you're ECU.
The 3-1, French inside out swing, and a lazy fly ball to left. Sabater crashes in, makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Decent contact there by French. Sabater playing him smart, not particularly deep, and able to charge in, make a chest-high grab.
Now, how about these two academics downstairs? French exchanging some information with Schaffner. Typically, it's Jake who gets the intel to begin a game and gives it off to whoever's hitting behind him, but you just love the way that these guys all get along and get together. Most of them have only played together since August. It'll be the only time French and Schaffner are teammates, but man, they get together like peanut butter and jelly. First pitch to the lefty, that's called a strike. And it's 0-1 to the Tar Heel shortstop. Hit by a pitch in the first, hit back to the mound in the second. Our score tied at 3 in the fourth. 2 down, nobody on base for Carolina. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball right side. It's the second baseman, Burris, who gets to it on the outfield cut. Throw to first in time, and the inning is over. Carolina got the leadoff single from Paulson. A one-out base hit from Howe. And then Heineck hits the 3-run homer into the batter's eye in center field. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, nobody left in a brand new ball game as we go into the bottom half of the fourth. Jason DeCaro gets the ball back. Parham, Lenahan, Whitaker, 9-1-2 do it for the Pirates. 3-3 our score in Chapel Hill from Learfield.
When you give to UNC, you are helping Carolina win championships, award scholarships, drive innovation, find cures, improve lives, serve our state, and change the world. To learn more about your impact and the power of giving to Carolina, visit giving.unc.edu. That's giving.unc.edu. Thank you to our generous donors, and go Heels!
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
With Ben Mihalovich, I'm Dave Nathan. We are at the Chapel Hill Regional for Carolina baseball on a Saturday evening. The Tar Heels and East Carolina Pirates together for the 103rd time. 9th matchup in the NCAA tournament. The Tar Heels have won 7 out of the previous 8. And for the first 3 innings today, East Carolina had the upper hand. Scratch that. Colin Heineck's 3-run homer in the top of the 4th has tied this game at 3. And Jason DeCaro has to feel like he's got the figurative wind at his back.
This needs to feel like a mental reset here for DeCaro. 0-0 game, start from scratch.
DeCaro's 65th pitch outside of the lefty Parham. A ball and no strikes to the shortstop who put down a sac bunt in the second inning. The 1-0. Good changeup by DeCaro. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to Parham. Didn't become an everyday player until the midway point of the season. But the Pirates like what he has to offer in the middle infield and certainly here at the plate. The 1-1. DeCaro stays off speed, paints the outside corner, gets a strike call, and it's 1-2. Parham 2 for 6 yesterday against Tennessee. Had an RBI in that 7-3 14-inning win. 1-2. Bounced it inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Parham. Not a real big kid, listed at 6 foot 190. I don't know, maybe a little generous.
Maybe.
All the great ones usually take a couple of extra inches, don't they?
I mean, yeah, everyone does it.
The 2-2. bouncing ball right side. Gallagher on the dirt. Sidearm throw to first, and there's one down. Parham retired 4-3.
Big step there for DeCaro. That's the first time today he's retired the first batter of an inning, and that can allow him to get more into the flow or the rhythm of an inning as opposed to worrying about a runner on base.
Well, at this stage of the game, if DeCaro can get you through 5 and keep this game about where it is right now, or maybe even have a lead, you've got to feel fantastic if you're a Carolina fan.
You've got to feel fantastic if you're a Carolina fan, especially if you can bring in number 27.
Lenahan next up from the right side. He takes a fastball on the outside corner. That heater for DeCaro still checking in at 92. It's 0-1 to Lenahan, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. The second pitch. It's a line shot right side, foul. 0-2 to Lenahan, who went down looking at strike 3. In the second, we're in the bottom of the fourth. 1 out, nobody on base. Carolina 3, East Carolina 3. Winner to the 5 o'clock game tomorrow. The 0-2. Fly ball again to right. French makes the catch. 2 away. And DeCaro has retired the last 4 he's faced. It'll bring Davin Whitaker to the plate. Sacrifice bunt in the first, F8 in the second. Score tied at 3 in the fourth. Carolina and ECU in the Chapel Hill Regional. First offering. Whitaker from the left side looks at a fastball low, 1-0. Whitaker grew up on the western side of the state in Moxville, just outside of my old stomping grounds of Clemens. The 1-0. There's a strike at the knees to make it 1-1. Whit Merrifield grew up in that area. And Joe Gibbs, born in western North Carolina. The 1-1. Flips the inside corner, 1-2.
Also a couple NBA guys, Caleb and Cody Martin as well, had electric careers at Nevada.
They were more electric at Davie County High School.
There you go. You get to watch them?
I was long gone when they were playing. The 1-2 to Whitaker. Oh, he just stays in there with a pitch above the letters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three our score at the bottom of the fourth. There's 2 down for East Carolina. Nobody on base. DeCaro fires the 2-2. Low and outside, and Whitaker's forced it full.
Just a couple extra pitches here that Davin Whitaker is forcing Jason DeCaro to throw.
Carolina's got Gallagher, Hull, and Winslow due up whenever we get to the top of the 5th. DeCaro tries to finish off the 4th. Here and now. Payoff pitch. Inside fastball, ball 4. 3 walks issued by DeCaro today.
It's one of those you can't lose there if you're Jason DeCaro. Pitch count's already pretty high. You retired the first 2 batters. You had Whitaker in a 1-2 count. Need to be able to execute and finish it off there.
DeCaro's pitch count at 78, 49 for strikes through 3 2/3. Ryan Lynch threw a career-high 108 last night. But, man, what a night. 7 shutout innings, just 2 hits, 5 strikeouts in Carolina's 8-0 win over VCU. It was the 4th shutout of the season for Carolina. 3 of the 4 have been here in this ballpark. The other one, oddly enough, was in Greenville against East Carolina.
Yep.
When Jason DeCaro went 8 strong in a 10-0 final.
Yep.
But credit the Pirates. They came back the next day, handed the Tar Heels a 10-3 defeat in Durham. And then the following day here in Chapel Hill, game ended tied at 3. The first tie for Carolina based on weather since 1989. Just the second tie since 89. The other one came against Miami in 2005. And that oh wow that you just heard from Ben Mihalovic, it's not because of that stat. It's because Coach Forbes is out of the dugout calling for a righty out of the bullpen.
And that is Caden Glauber coming to work for Carolina. Wow.
You can't question Coach Forbes' instincts. they're usually spot on. Nobody knows this team and this program right now better than the 6th-year skipper. And he makes the move, lifting DeCaro in the 4th with the game tied at 3 and going to the Globe, Caden Glauber.
Caden Glauber, simply put, we talked about him while he was warming up. He's one of the best pitchers in the country. He's on the finalist list for National Freshman of the Year, but to just leave him at one of the best freshmen in the country sells him short. He has been absolutely electric for Carolina this season. He has 100% been the Tar Heels' best pitcher. He's one of the best pitchers in the ACC, and the numbers are there to back it up. 70 innings thrown for Glauber. He's allowed 43 hits, just 18 runs, and only 15 of those have been earned. 36 walks, 80 strikeouts, and he's pitching to a 1.93 ERA.
Just to put some of these numbers in context for Glauber, he's got the 5th best opponent's average in a single season in the history of Carolina baseball entering this event. At 9-0, you can't win a better winning percentage than that. And he's just the 5th pitcher in Carolina history to be 9-0 in a year. Strangely, after Knapp went 14-0 a year ago, he's the 2nd to do it in as many years. But those 9-0 starts, they don't grow on trees. And neither do kids like Caden Glauber. What a phenomenal pickup for Carolina. Should still be in high school right now in Fort Mill. He reclassified to get here. Gives his high school coaches and his college coaches a ton of credit for getting him ready to make that decision. And it has behooved Carolina, to say the least, to have him here.
And we saw this looks eerily similar, too, to the ACC tournament game against Virginia Tech, the opener for Carolina. Jason DeCaro only went 3 2/3 in that game, and who was there to back him up? Caden Glauber finished the game off by throwing 5 1/3 through 80 pitches that day. His only appearance in the ACC tournament, but it was a fantastic one.
Struck out 6 Hokies, and that was a 10-4 final against Virginia Tech. It's the first time he's had the ball since that day in Charlotte.
And Dave, just before Glauber pitches, a little bit of breaking news here. UCLA is on upset watch against Virginia Tech. An Ethan Ball home run has the Hokies ahead in the bottom of the 8th.
We're in the 4th, tied at 3. A runner at first, 2 down. East Carolina at the plate with Braden Burris. Glauber's first pitch finds the zone. 95-mile-per-hour fastball. 0-1 to Burris, who had an RBI single and a run scored in the 1st. A walk, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 3rd.
And it's a mobile 95 at that for Glauber with that low 3/4 arm slot.
The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. The only mobile thing I've got is a phone.
Yeah. No, don't ask us to go anywhere. I'll go to the food line every now and then, but that's about it.
1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Burris. Glauber from out of the stretch. Whitaker leads off of first. The pitch sails outside, took a little something off, and it's 2-1.
It's that big slider Glauber has. We're used to seeing Carolina freshman arms come in and really work on their fastballs and sliders, and then as the years go by, try and put on a changeup, maybe a cutter or a curveball as well.
Here's the 2-1. Inside, never looked good out of his hand. 3 balls and a strike, the count to Burris. So 1 national seed is already out. The number 1 overall team in this event is on the ropes. The 3-1. Strike down the middle. 3-2. The Tar Heels, meanwhile, the number 5 national seed, got an 8-0 win yesterday over VCU and are tied with East Carolina at 3 in the 4th today. 2 Pirates down, a runner at first. The payoff pitch from Glauber to Burris. Fastball outside. He lost him. That moves Whitaker down to second. Burris to first. He's aboard for the 3rd time already. And Kalenich, 1 for 2 with a single, is due up next for ECU.
I wonder, too, Jason DeCaro left at 80 pitches. I wonder if Coach Forbes thinks he could bring DeCaro back in this regional if we get to Monday.
Well, if Carolina wins today and wins the late game tomorrow, we don't have to worry about that.
That's true.
First pitch to Kalenic. Whisked foul, and it's 0-1. Of course, we're a long way from that. One team has already been bounced from the Chapel Hill Regional. Tennessee fell earlier to VCU, and the Vols heading back to Knoxville. VCU in the noon game tomorrow against the loser of this one. The 0-1. Glauber delivers low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kalenic.
ECU's doing a great job today of not chasing outside the zone. Pirates are seeing pitches well, and that is continuing here as Glauber's now on the mound.
First and second, 2 down in the 4th. Tie game between the Heels and Pirates. The 1-1. Outside of the lefty. 2-1. The Carolina tie with Kalenic is that he went to Lake Brantley High School, the same spot that produced Logan Warmoth, Carolina's Brooks Wallace Award winner back in 2017. Here's the 2-1 from Glauber to Kalenic. Fastball outside, 3-1. See a lot of hands going up around the seats in disbelief at that last call by Jeff Wright, the home plate umpire.
I think people feel like that pitch has been called before and the zone is a little bit inconsistent right now.
The 3-1. Popped him up. The ball gets out of play, and it's foul, 3-2.
Back-to-back full counts here from Glauber, and that shows what a great job ECU has done so far, driving pitch counts high up.
Parham grounded to second to begin the inning. Lenahan flied to right. Then Whitaker took a walk from DeCara, who was lifted. Burris just took a walk from Glauber, and now a payoff pitch from the Globe to Kalenic. Here we go. Strike 3. Swing and a miss on the off-speed stuff from this freshman phenom. Carolina gets off the field. The Pirates strand a couple. And all of a sudden, the pendulum feels like it's swinging back towards the Tar Heels, who get their bats and come to hit in the top half of the 5th. Gallagher, Hull, and Winslow due up. 3-3 remains our score. It's Carolina, it's ECU, it's the Chapel Hill Regional, it's Carolina baseball from Learfield.
When you give to UNC, you are helping Carolina win championships. Award scholarships, drive innovation, find cures, improve lives, serve our state, and change the world. To learn more about your impact and the power of giving to Carolina, visit giving.unc.edu. That's giving.unc.edu. Thank you to our generous donors, and go Heels!
Need to gear up for game day? The Tar Heel Team Store is the official team store of Carolina Athletics. Your go-to spot for all things Tar Heels. Catch us at the stadium on game day or swing by our flagship location at 120 East Franklin Street, just steps from campus. Grab your favorite player's official NIL jersey, custom printed on site, or make your own. Don't miss the precious drops from Nike, Jordan, Champion, plus premium styles from Peter Millar, Johnny O, and more. Perfect whether you're in the stands or out on the town. Tar Heel Team Store. Tradition, style, and Carolina in every stitch. Go Heels!
You're tuned in to Carolina baseball.
In baseball, you need a great game plan. Same with your health care benefits. That's why more people trust Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, the state's most preferred health insurer. So put Blue Cross North Carolina on your team, official health insurance partner of Carolina baseball. I'm Dave Nathan, my broadcast partner. Today is Ben Mihalovich. We're creeping towards 7 o'clock. Carolina and ECU battling in real time into the middle innings. We go to the 5th. Score tied at 3. Pirates got 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. Colin Heineck's 3-run homer over the center field wall in the 4th is why we're deadlocked. Gavin Gallagher leads off the inning, and he gets Charlie Hoagland, who just came in last frame after Payne with the first 3 1/3. First pitch. Outside, a ball and no strikes to the righty, who struck out and grounded out.
Gallagher was so patient in yesterday's win against VCU, how he had a couple of walks of pair of base knocks as well. Needs to do that here against Hoagland, who's only thrown about 85.
1-0. There's a pull shot down the left field line. Fair ball into the corner. Gallagher zips around first. He's into second, standing up. It's a leadoff double for Mr. May. And the Heels start off the top of the 5th in style.
And there you go. That is really how you start off the top of an inning. Put a runner in scoring position immediately for one of the best hitters in the country, Owen Hull.
Gallagher's 3rd hit of the regional. Scored 2, drove in 2 on Friday.
If I'm Coach Godwin, you have to be very careful with Hull here. And he's moving around in the dugout. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Coach Godwin is active and moving around. He's been doing so all day.
Hull's moved around a lot today. A single and a walk. He was caught stealing in the 3rd. 1 for 1 in the game. And how about another base? Hull is hit by the first pitch he sees from Hoagland.
Well, that's one way to get on base, and now Macon Winslow, who has a long fly out today. He put good contact on the ball in the 1st inning. He comes to the dish. And Carolina's got all the momentum as ECU has arms up and moving around, 2 of them.
In the last 20 or so minutes, Carolina's fan base has gone from wondering if it could buy a break to getting all the breaks. Scored tied at 3 in the 5th, 2 on, nobody out. And Winslow at the plate with a chance to put Carolina ahead for the first time today.
And ECU's going to milk this a little bit, and here comes Coach Godwin, actually. That might be it for Hoagland.
The Pirates did not shy away from doing anything and everything it took to beat Tennessee yesterday in the first game of the event. And man, what a game it was. 14 innings. East Carolina won 7-3. It was the 6th longest game for East Carolina since 2000. It stretched 4 hours and 31 minutes in the longest tournament game in Pirate history. It's not a long appearance for Hoagland, who comes off the bump, and Ethan Rose, the 6'4 freshman from out of Bridgeville, PA, comes in for the bullpen.
It's another freshman on the mound for ECU. Coach Godwin's putting some freshmen in some tight spots here against the number 5 national seed Carolina. Rose actually, I believe, threw yesterday for ECU, 6'4", 215 pounds. He threw in the tie against Carolina 2/3 of an inning, struck out 1, only threw 12 pitches. Let's see, he did throw yesterday. He surrendered 2 hits against Tennessee, did not record an out. 9 pitches, and that was it for him. On the year, 33 2/3 innings, 36 hits, 17 runs, 13 earned, 23 walks, 21 strikeouts, and he does have a 3.48 ERA. So the ERA fairly low, but he does allow base runners on.
Well, let's put this in context here. Is again, our score tied at 3 in the 5th. East Carolina used 6 different pitchers yesterday. One was their starter. The other, Ethan Norby, was supposed to start today. And then 2 other guys, Hoagland and Rose, who have both pitched in back-to-back games. This doesn't feel like a super deep bullpen for East Carolina, and it's the taxed bunch of arms midway through just its 2nd game in the Chapel Regional. Juxtapose that with what Carolina had yesterday, 7 innings from Ryan Lynch, and then just 1 inning from McDuffie and Mateus. Today, DeCaro goes the first 3 2/3, and Caden Glauber, he could be the guy for who knows how long, capable of throwing upwards of 80, maybe 90 pitches in a scenario like this.
And if you're Carolina, I think the number one thing is you want to avoid Ethan Norby. The Tar Heels hit him around back in February at ECU, but he's ECU's best pitcher by a decent amount, and he has guts and knows how to pitch in big moments, and you don't want to have to chase runs against Norby late in a ball game. So if Carolina can put it on here and take the lead with a guy in scoring position and nobody out, that would be massive for the Diamond Heels.
So it's Winslow at the plate with 2 on and nobody out in the 5th. Puts a bunt down, but it's foul into the East Carolina dugout behind first. 0-1 the count to Winslow.
You don't really see Winslow try to bunt, and that's what ECU was expecting. Everyone on the infield was playing deep, and can't lie, Winslow didn't exactly look like a natural down there when he tried to lay that down.
Now, Winslow's 3rd in the league in sack flies, but he's only put down 1 sack bunt. He squares here from the right side, the 0-1, and he gets it back to the mound. It's a hot roller, Rose first look to third, no play, spins back around, throws to first. Winslow gets the sack, bunt down. It's 2 in scoring position for Carolina. That's team baseball. That's doing the little things. That's being a good teammate.
Absolutely being a good teammate. That bunt was almost a little too hot. Carolina had to be careful. Luckily, Gallagher was racing towards third and slid in successfully. So job well done there by Macon Winslow. And now Eric Paulson, who's reached twice today, steps to the plate. And Carolina has a matchup it likes, a righty versus a lefty at the dish. And ECU will waste a little bit of time here with the mound visit.
Paulson took a walk in the first, singled and scored in the fourth. We're tied at 3 in the fifth. Winner of this game, 2-0 in the Chapel Hill Regional, and sitting pretty going into the 5 o'clock game tomorrow against either VCU or the loser of this game. Tennessee is already out after falling yesterday to the Pirates in 14 innings and earlier today to the Rams. Wind has picked up and is blowing out towards center field, and there's a decent amount of cloud cover now that's blocked out a lot of the sun that was roasting everybody in this area in the earlier matchup today.
And if you're sitting out there in the stands during those day games, it gets really, really hot.
80 degrees and cloudy with a little bit of a breeze. As we near 7 o'clock, here comes Big Paulie.
And here comes Coach Godwin.
Yeah.
All right.
As the East Carolina skipper in his 12th year saunters out to the mound, that'll give us a chance to step aside and pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Tar Heel Sports Network. Rose is pulled, and here comes another guy that pitched yesterday, Joseph Webb, 6'3" senior righty from out of Lawndale by way of Liberty. Ben will give you his stats on the season as far as what Webb did yesterday. He threw 28 pitches, chewed up 2 1/3. He was the first arm used out of the bullpen. Did not allow a run or a hit. Walked 1, struck out 3, but 2 wild pitches for the righty from out of East Carolina.
Yeah, 2 wild pitches won't get the job done here today for East Carolina, especially with runners on second and third and nobody out for Joseph Webb. This is a really interesting strategy here from Coach Godwin, considering that he doesn't have all that much pitching to work with. Rose is a 6'3" senior out of Lawndale, North Carolina, 215 pounds on the year. He has a 3.53 ERA. He's thrown a good amount, 63 2/3 innings, 43 hits, 33 runs, 25 earned, 30 walks, and a whopping 82 strikeouts. So he's certainly a punch-out type of guy. We'll see how that comes to fruition here, and more of a longer reliever, too. Most of his appearances 2 to 3 innings for ECU, which is in dire need of somebody to eat innings right now.
He didn't eat many innings in the earlier matchup in Greenville. Just a third of an inning against Carolina. 4 runs, all earned, and 2 hits, plus a walk. Paulson took a walk off of Webb all the way back on February 20th. That's the matchup that we're waiting on, a 3-3 game in the fifth. There's 1 down. Gallagher led off with a double. He's at third base. Hull was hit by a pitch. He's at second. Winslow put down a sac bunt. That's the out. And Carolina's got a chance to play from ahead for the first time all day against the Pirates, who had a 3-0 lead after 3. Colin Heineck's 3-run homer in the fourth has knotted the game. Here we are planted in the fifth.
And speaking of playing ahead, Virginia Tech playing ahead of UCLA. It's now 5-3 Hokies over the Bruins in the top of the ninth. UCLA, the wire-to-wire #1 team in the country, a team that went to Omaha last year, returned a large portion of that team, brought in talented freshmen, and has the potential #1 pick in the draft. Could be sent home quickly from this NCAA tournament.
Here's Webb's first pitch to Paulson. Swing by Paulie and a long fly ball to center field. It's caught in front of the track, but it's deep enough to score Gallagher, who tags up and makes it 4-3. Paulson with the RBI. It's his fourth of the weekend, and Carolina's got its first lead of the day. 4-3 Hall tags and advances from second to third. 2 down in the inning. Everybody's been productive so far for Carolina.
Well done by Paulson. That was an excellent swing. He drove the ball to the deepest part of the ballpark, scored a run, and wouldn't you know it, the Tar Heels lead.
So with Hull at third base and 2 down, here's Cooper Nicholson. The pitch. Checked his swing, and he went.
I don't think it mattered if he went. That was a strike either way.
0-1 to Nicholson. Struck out swinging in the first, went down looking in the fourth. We're in the fifth. Heels up a run. Finally, 4-3. The 0-1. Good slider. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Coop down on the count. 0-2.
Nicholson hasn't been able to read the off-speed pitches all that well today.
The 0-2. Bounced it low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nicholson. Luke Payne went the first 3 1/3. Since then, Hoagland went 2/3 of an inning. Rose went 1/3 of an inning. And it's Webb on the mound right now trying to see the Pirates through the top of the 5th. Carolina up a run 4-3. The 1-2. Nicholson swings past strike 3. And the catcher tags him out on the pitch in the dirt. Inning over. The Tar Heels turn that leadoff double into a run. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. Pirates back to the plate in the bottom of the 5th with Wallace, Sabater, and Irby. The 5, 6, and 7 spots for Coach Godwin's bunch. To hit off Caden Glauber, Tar Heels up 4-3 on East Carolina from Learfield.
Join us for the opening weekend of the Division I NCAA Baseball Championship as we bring you all the action on Learfield's Regional Rundown Show. From foul pole to foul pole, we'll cover every game with live play-by-play, highlights, and scores as they happen all weekend long. Live on the free Varsity Network app, join our crew starting Friday, May 29th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. Slide headfirst into the Regional Rundown exclusively on the Varsity Network app. Play ball!
And the Ad Council. Hey everyone, David Kahn here. It's time to play ball. The 2026 season is upon us, and the best way to get in the game is by listening to College Sports Now's official baseball podcast, Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. Each week, we'll have exclusive interviews with players and coaches that take you inside the locker room as we unpack the top stories of teams all across the country. We're delivering our best fastball, so step into the batter's box and tee us up. Available wherever you podcast on the College Sports Now feed or on YouTube. Just search Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers.
If you're looking to gear up for game day, the Tar Heel Team Store is the official team store of Carolina Athletics. You can catch them here at the game or swing by 120 East Franklin Street to pick up your favorite Tar Heels jersey. They'll print them for you on site, plus the latest from Nike, Jordan, Peter Millar, and more. Go Heels. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It has been a rock'em sock'em game here between Carolina and ECU. Tar Heels left the bases loaded in the first. The Pirates got 2 runs in the bottom of 1. East Carolina took a 3-0 lead after 3. Colin Heineck's 3-run homer in the 4th tied the game. The Heels currently up 4-3 after getting a run across in the 5th on a Paulson sac fly that scored Gallagher. Wallace leads off on the right side against Glauber. The pitch. Fastball inner half and a strike call. 0-1 to the third baseman who's flied out and walked.
Carolina and Glauber really can't afford to mess around in this inning. Need to calm things down and start to take momentum away from ECU.
Second pitch dots the outer half, and Glauber is placing it anywhere he likes. 0-2 the count to Wallace.
Continue to build momentum. That's what this game is all about. Crowds on the Carolina side as well.
The 0-2. Weak contact, slow grounder into the first base coach's box. And the foul ball keeps Wallace at the plate, 0-2. Sabater on deck. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. And then Austin Irby 0 for 2. Glauber with the glove in front of his face. Sends the 0-2. Lobbed foul off to the right side into the netting.
David appears Coach Malone liked what he saw yesterday, just enough to return today to the Bosch.
How could you not like an 8-0 win? The 0-2. Swing and a miss. The slider. It almost landed in Durham County. Wow. Wallace goes down. That's the second strikeout of the ball game for Glauber. It brings Sabater to the plate. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 5th. Carolina 4, East Carolina 3. The pitch. Fastball high and away from the lefty. 1-0 to Sabater. It's his third stop. But the first time he's been at this level. The 1-0. Another strike down the middle. There's Glauber. Even in the count, 1-1. He was at Northampton Community College from 2022 to 2023, then Millersville for the next 2 years. 1-1. And they don't have those pitches around Millersville. Another slider over the inside corner. 1-2 to Sabater.
There are professional baseball players who don't have those pitches.
The 1-2. Lifted into the net in front of the Heels dugout. Foul ball, 1-2, still the count.
Both Wallace and Sabater now are just trying to throw their bats at the slider and hope something good happens. Look at how shallow the center fielder Hull and the left fielder Howe are.
Next 1-2 from Glauber. Bounces away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Owen Hull is playing, I don't know, maybe 100 or so feet behind second base, just shading towards left center.
Yeah, it's not
far at all.
Now in right field, French is pretty routine.
The 2-2 from Glauber, bounced over the mound. Gallagher gets to it on the backhand. It's bobbled out of his glove, and there's no play over first. Gavin will tell you after the game he should have had that, although it could be scored as an infield hit because it wasn't hit particularly hard. It was going to be close over at first no matter what.
Yeah, difficult play for Gallagher, but it's one we've seen him make all season long.
Scoreboard puts it up as an error, and that is a rarity for Gavin Gallagher. Just the 5th error on the season for the All-ACC second baseman.
He's been one of the best in the country at second base.
Irby next up at the plate with a runner at first and 1 down. Ground ball to short. Hoovered up by Shafter, flips to Gallagher, and the Tar Heels make amends on the 6-4-3 double play, almost like they planned it that way.
Glauber's one of the best in the country for a reason. It's because of the double play balls he gets off of opponents' bats. You just saw it there, easy as you like.
54th double play turn this year by the Tar Heels. And it doesn't get any better than that. Schaffner, Gallagher, Paulson, rinse and repeat. Pirates retired in the bottom of the 5th. On to the 6th, it's Carolina 4, ECU 3 at the Chapel Hill Regional from Learfield.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes every moment cheering on your team even better. Plus, the mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue when your beer is Rocky Mountain cold. So you never have to guess if your Coors Light is ready to drink. So crack one open, take a sip, and enjoy the game. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly.
Carolina's got Howe, Heineken, French, bottom third of the order, due up in the 6th. East Carolina still has Webb on the mound. The Tar Heels have a 4-3 lead in what's been a slobber knocker of a game so far. Carolina trailed 3-0 after 3. The Heineken 3-run homer tied the game. And then in the top of the fifth, Paulson sack fly with one down, scored Gavin Gallagher, who led off that inning with a double. And so here we are, Carolina up a run 4-3 on East Carolina. All that's on the line, a spot in the 5 o'clock game tomorrow night against the loser of this game or VCU. First game of the day tomorrow at 12 noon. I heard a stat earlier, 83% of teams that start out 2-0 in a regional go on to win it.
It's very difficult to beat a 2-0 team twice.
First pitch, swatted foul, and it's 0-1 to Howe. Score update, by the way, UCLA is close to within 1, now down 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th against Virginia Tech.
Nobody out there either, so the Bruins still have a little bit of life.
The 0-1. Howe takes a breaking ball over the inside corner. 0-2 to the freshman, who's 2 for 2 with a run scored. The multi-hit game for Howe is 9th of 2026. The 0-2. Swinging a foul ball at the plate, stays alive. Coastal Carolina, Florida State in a delay in the 6th. The Noles have a 2-1 lead on the Chants. I mean, that just sounds like a super regional game.
Even a College World Series game.
The 0-2, high. A ball and 2 strikes. One of those teams, though, will be heading home. It's an elimination game in Tallahassee between FSU and Coastal. The 1-2. Breaker, high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of the things that's always made March Madness so appealing for casual fans is the number of surprises that have happened throughout the years. There's a lot more of those surprises, though, in this event. The 2-2, grounded to short, clean play by Parham, and a good throw to first in time to get Howe for the first down of the inning. The other thing that I like about this event compared to the basketball tournament, there's 4 games going on at any time.
Oh, yeah.
On the hardwood.
Oh, yeah.
In this event,
you got games all day. I was up till 1:30 last night watching games.
There's a lot going on. For those that like the split screen, this event was made for you.
I was halfway up till 1:30. I kind of fell asleep during the ending of that Arizona State-Ole Miss game, but I was up in time to see Ole Miss walk it off.
Heineck, who powered a home run over the center field wall on his last debut, takes a swing and a miss and falls behind 0-1. Ben, my sources tell me that around 1:30 in the morning, you're just getting started.
UCLA just tied it on a Roman Martin home run.
Next pitch downstairs, 1-1. Can't count out the Bruins. Walk-off is their middle name.
Not to change subject, though, but your sources might be right.
I trust them. 4-3, Carolina leads here in the 6th. 1 down, nobody on. Heels at the plate. The 1-1 to Heineck is inside. That plunked him on the front shoulder. And he's aboard.
Been a bunch of hit batters today.
East Carolina had 87 hit batters by their pitchers entering play today. Conversely, the Tar Heel staff had only hit 58. French next up. He's 0 for 2.
87's better than 1 a game. Carolina's 58 is exactly 1 a game.
Webb delivers. French tries to put a bunt down, instead fouls it back. 0-1 to the right fielder. Struck out in the 2nd, flied out to left in the 4th. It's 4-3 Carolina in the 6th.
Interesting to try and have French put a bunt down with already 1 out. Again, showing how important just 1 run might be in a game like this.
The 0-1. French squares, takes it off, and takes the ball low. 1-1. French 5 sack bunts this season, 7th most in the ACC. This is a moment tailor-made for his skill set.
And when he spoke at the first pitch dinner earlier in January, he said Coach Forbes told him he's the worst bunter he'd ever seen.
The 1-1, that's low.
And that was when French arrived on campus, so obviously he's improved since then. But some harsh criticism from the skipper, who obviously was able to develop his right fielder into a solid bunter.
Well, harsh criticism turned out to be constructive criticism.
Correct.
It made him better.
Correct.
Some might say that's good coaching.
I think it is.
Here's the 2-1. Another strike taken on a bunt shown, 2-2. And so now, probably not much of a question. Do you keep the bunt on or do you take it off? Coach Forbes is tapping his arm and his chest and his ear, all sorts of stuff
what
down there.
What did we see with Alex Madera in Game 7 against LSU? If Coach Forbes wants a bunt down, he's going to get that bunt down.
The 2-2. French kept the bat on his shoulder, takes ball 3, and the count is full. The Tar Heels have had base runners in every inning so far. It's all added up to a 4-3 lead in the 6th. The all-important payoff pitch from Webb to French. Downstairs and ball 4.
Interesting, too. The catcher, Heineck, took off and was stealing on that pitch. I think Coach Forbes knew it would be low, and so he liked his odds with Barron trying to reach down and scoop the ball out of the dirt. And even if French swung, Carolina would still have a man in scoring position, except now the man's in scoring position with just one down for the top of the order. And another mound visit here from ECU, although this one is not from Coach Godwin.
Heineck's only got 1 steal this year. He's not going to get another one, but he does get to second base. French behind him at first, and here is the mound meeting for East Carolina with our score. Carolina 4, ECU 3 in the 6th. Let's go back to Ben at the NCAA tournament scoreboard with some of the other big games and big scores around the country.
5 apiece here now between UCLA and Virginia Tech. I think that's the biggest one happening in the bottom of the 9th. Still nobody out, nobody on. Arkansas and Kansas just underway in the 1-0 game. It's 1-0 Razorbacks over the Jayhawks in the top of the 3rd inning. Oklahoma and Georgia Tech just underway as well. 0-0, bottom of the 1st, another 1-0 game. And man, Georgia Tech put up 22 runs yesterday. We knew that offense was good, but humming along at the right time.
Mound meeting complete. Schaffner at the plate. Webb's pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. The heel shortstop, who was hit by a pitch himself back in the 1st when he led off the game. Since then, 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. Heineck at second, French at first, 1 down in the 6th. Heels up a run on the Pirates. The 1-0. Danced over the outside corner as he went with the slider, 1-1.
It's probably a smart take, though, by Schaffner. He thought about swinging, but he's not able to drive that pitch like he wants to, and so just let it go by. It's still a 1-1 count.
Webb from out of the stretch, first base side of the bump. The pitch. Fastball low and inside.
And the thing that's dangerous now for Webb it's the fastball that he hasn't really been locating.
2-1 the count to Jake Schaffner. Lefty at the plate, righty on the mound. After a look to second, the pitch, Schaffner lays off. Another ball low, and it's 3-1.
If I'm Joseph Webb, and if I'm Coach Godwin, I would advise against loading the bases here for Gavin Gallagher. More throwing in that ECU pen, and you wonder how many pitchers ECU has.
The 3-1 to Schaffner. He rips a line drive off the glove of the first baseman, Irby. It rolls into right field. Coach Forbes sends Heineck around to score. Carolina's up 5-3. French goes first to third. Schaffner lands at second base with a screaming double just off the leather of Irby on the right side. Another break goes in the Carolina column, and the Tar Heels up a couple, 5-3 in the top half of the 6th.
A break goes in the Carolina column, but also the ECU column as well, because if that ball gets over Irby's glove cleanly, it's into the right field corner, and there's no doubt Carter French scores, and Schaffner's on third right now. So maybe not the worst thing for ECU, although you don't love it, and now the Pirates sense danger, bringing the infield in with 1 down, trailing by 2 in the top of the 6th, and Mr. May, Gavin Gallagher at the dish.
The Pirates scored the first 3. The Tar Heels have scored the last 5. The pitch. Gallagher lobs it foul behind the plate. Straight up the elevator shaft, as they say, and a few rows back safely out of play. 0-1.
It's not entirely clean contact there from Gallagher. Got under the ball a little bit. Has to look to drive the ball here. Just put something in the outfield to extend this lead. Excellent wheels on the bases with Schaffner at second and French over at third.
The infield again is in with the 0-1. Inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gallagher. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Colin Heineck hit by a pitch with 1 down. French took a walk. Schaffner with an RBI double that scored the run to make it 5-3 Heels. The 1-1. Gallagher bombs one down the left field line. It's off the wall and it's fair by a foot. French and Schaffner both score. Mr. Mays at second base with a 2 RBI double. Pounding his chest like he's King Kong. He's just gone ape, and Carolina's got its biggest lead of the game.
Dave, I don't drop that Mr. May term lightly for Gavin Gallagher. He has absolutely earned that credential during his time here in Chapel Hill. One of the best postseason hitters I have ever seen. He's continuing to do it here today with 2 doubles down the left field line. Carolina up 4, and the best hitter on the team at the plate.
7-3, Carolina leads. East Carolina in the 6th. That Gallagher double nearly went through the wall at the 3:35 mark, and here comes Coach Godwin out of the dugout again for East Carolina. Ever since Payne gave up the gopher ball to Heineck, it has been an odyssey for East Carolina on the bump.
Speaking of, you plan on seeing that movie this summer when it comes out?
You know, I read the book back in high school.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah. We've all been there.
So here comes Marley out of the bullpen for East Carolina. 6-foot righty from out of Hickory. Previously played at Lenore-Rhine. And he gets the ball in a spot here. Gallagher at second, Hull at the plate. East Carolina has gone from up 3 to down 4. Carolina with a 3 spot in the 4th, a run in the 5th, and 3 so far this inning with just 1 down.
It's been a clinical inning for the Tar Heels after the first guy of the inning, Tyler Howe, grounded out to shortstop. Colin Heineck got drilled on the shoulder. Carter French walked with a gritty walk there. He had 2 strikes on him. And then Schaffner doubled to right field. Gavin Gallagher doubled to left field. Carolina still has a man in scoring position with 1 down. And the Tar Heels humming here with Gavin Marley coming into the game.
Marley pitched in that 3-3 tie here in Chapel Hill 3 months ago.
6-foot, 195-pound redshirt junior out of Hickory, North Carolina.
He surrendered a couple of hits and 1 run in that matchup. Again, it ended 3-3 after 5. And kind of similar to this game, East Carolina was up 3-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. Carolina got a couple of runs to tie the game, and then Mother Nature decided that the game was over.
Yeah, the game was over. We were waiting around here for a while. We were waiting so long, Dave, I took a nap here in this here radio booth. I'm not joking either.
I've got a note in my scorebook. There was a delay at 2:46 p.m. in the top of the 6th.
Okay.
And then after that, game ends in 3-3 tie. I think numbers and words that have never been written in one of my scorebooks before.
And remember, too, Carolina had men in scoring position there at the end of the 5th inning there before ECU got out of a jam. And had the Tar Heels scored, Carolina would have won the game.
The regular season series was 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie for these two. This one, though, for a lot of the marbles in the 6th, Heels up 7-3. Gallagher at second base after just doubling in 2. Hull at the plate. He singled, walked, and been hit by a pitch.
Just got to keep everything moving here if you're Owen Hull. Something productive.
Marley's first pitch to the Carolina left. Big fastball at 91, dots the outer half. 0-1 to Carolina center fielder.
think there's only one more pitcher in the ECU bullpen right now. That's how many guys the Pirates have thrown today.
The 0-1. Curveball lands outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the Pirates used 6 different arms yesterday, including their top 2 starters, Ryan Towers and Ethan Norby. Haven't seen those 2 guys today, but a lot of other familiar names and faces. The 1-1. Fastball inside, 2-1. And what a weird twist of fate for East Carolina with Norby on the mound trying to secure the win last night in the 9th. Henry Ford's 2-out homer for Tennessee ties the game and forces extras. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2, and not only did the Pirates and Vols go extras, they went 14. They went 4.5 hours.
They played 2.5 baseball game and a half.
Felt like it went on for a day and a half.
It was 2 hours after the 9th inning was about to end.
The 2-2. Fastball beats Hall, and down he goes. Strike 3. Second out of the inning.
Rare punch out there for Owen Hull, who had been seeing the ball so well.
Here's Winslow, 0 for 2 of the sack bunt. Righty-righty matchup with the Heels up 4 in the 6th. The pitch moves him off the plate. 1-0. Ben, UCLA has runners at first and third with 1 down and a tie game in the bottom of the 9th.
Imagine corners in there for Virginia Tech. Hope you can turn the double play, too.
The 1-0. Breaking ball. Whipped foul, and it's 1-1. Virginia Tech out west hoping for extras. The Bruins hoping for a walk-off to preserve their season through the losers bracket. The 1-1. Fastball. Low and outside. It's a 2-1 count to Carolina's DH hitting out of the cleanup spot. He's the 7th Tar Heel to hit this inning. Heineck, French, and Schaffner have already scored. Carolina up 7-3. The 2-1. Winslow directs that fastball foul off to the right. 2-2. Packed house at the Bosch, just in front of 7:30 on a Saturday. Where else would you rather be? If you're not here, thanks for spending your night with us on the Tar Heel Sports Network. Gallagher advances off of second base with a healthy lead. The 2-2. Winslow rips another foul ball the opposite way. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
As the season's progressed, I've loved how Winslow has tried to use all sides of the field, really.
And breaking news from Los Angeles, UCLA 6, Virginia Tech 5.
Have to record all 27 outs, and maybe then some. Virginia Tech did not do that.
2-2 Winslow. Ground ball off the hands over to third base. The throw is made by Wallace, and he had to get to that ball with Gallagher running right through his line of sight. Winslow is out at first, and the inning is over. Carolina puts up a 3 spot. The Schaffner double, the Gallagher double, the big weapons of the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Brand new ball game. Carolina leads ECU 7-3 from Learfield.
Join us for the opening weekend of the Division I NCAA Baseball Championship as we bring you all the action on Learfield's Regional Rundown Show. From foul pole to foul pole, we'll cover every game with live play-by-play, highlights, and scores as they happen all weekend long. Live on the free Varsity Network app, join our crew starting Friday, May 29th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. Slide headfirst into the Regional Rundown exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Play ball!
Council.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
Dave and Ben back here in Chapel Hill for Carolina baseball. It's regional play. The Tar Heels prevailed last night over VCU 8-0. East Carolina got by Tennessee 7-3 in 14 innings. They meet today, and after East Carolina held a 3-0 lead after 3, Carolina scored the last 7 runs to assume a 7-3 advantage entering the bottom of the 6th. Caden Glauber got Carolina through the 4th and 5th. It's Barron, Parham, Lenahan, 8-9-1 due up for the Pirates as Glauber continues to work his way through the order for the first time.
Big spot still for Caden Glauber. Now you have the run support. Time to attack and go.
Righty-righty matchup between Glauber and Walker Barron. First pitch by the freshman. Served foul into the net in front of us. 0-1 to Barron, who singled when he led off the second, then popped out to second to end the third. 1 for 2 in the game after going 1 for 6 with a homer yesterday. Next pitch. Veers outside. That evens the count 1-1. Carolina plays him straight up around the infield with the 1-1 on the way from Glauber. Slider evades the plate. 2-1. The wind hasn't played much of a role here in the middle innings. Clouds continue to block out a lot of the heat. Fastball popped up right side near the line. Paulson is called off by Gallagher, and he can't make the catch. Goodness gracious. Gallagher, French, and Paulson. I don't think you could find a better trio of players, but none of those three could make the play. And Barron gets a reprieve. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that's a play Carolina needs to make, especially when you're talking about pitch counts. Want to keep guys' numbers down.
Still no outs in the bottom of the 6th. It's Carolina 7, East Carolina 3. The Tar Heels have out-hit the Pirates 8-6. The Heels have committed the game's only error. Glauber's ready to go as Barron steps back in from the right side. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Never mind the pitch count. That's strike 3. Looking. Backdoored him with a slider. Glauber takes a half lap around the bump the infield, whips it around the horn. And there's 1 away. You know, in a way, I'm kind of glad that pop-up wasn't fielded because it would have cost us to view that beautiful pitch by Glauber that strikes out Barron.
Man, that slider is a thing of beauty, and credit to Glauber for attacking the bottom of this order.
Back to work. Parham at the plate from the left side. High fastball makes it 1-0. The strikeout for Glauber already his 3rd of the game. Plus he induced a double play ball. The 1-0. Whiffs on the fastball, and it's 1-1. Parham executed the sac bunt with Barron aboard in the 2nd, then grounded a 2nd in the 4th. The 1-1. Another swing and miss at an elevated fastball. A ball and 2 strikes to East Carolina shortstop.
I'm not sure if Parham was guessing there. I don't know why he would guess other than fastball, because if you guess slider and you're wrong, you're not catching up to 96.
Glauber's 1-2. Still can't catch up to 96. Strike 3. 2 down. And Caden Glauber, as the season has worn on, he has elevated his games to parts unknown. This is something special playing out in real time.
Unbelievable.
7-3. Carolina up on East Carolina. Lenahan shows bunt. Takes a fastball just above the letters 1-0.
I wonder, too, if Lenahan's showing bunt just to try to break rhythm here from Glauber, although Carolina's defense is playing back.
1-0. Glauber goes off speed, moves him off the plate. 2-0 to Lenahan, who singled and scored in the first, struck out looking in the second, flied out to right in the fourth. He was the last out recorded by DeCaro. 2-0. With the bunt-on fastball, sails through the zone. A strike, 2-1.
If I'm Glauber, just aim for the bat. Let him try and put it down. Trust that you have one of the best defenses in the country behind you.
The 2-1. Swinging a ground ball between the third base coach's box and the line. One of Carolina's bullpen catchers hurdles the wall and reclaims the loose change in left field. The count to Lenahan, 2-2. Barron and Parham have already struck out, nobody on. Heels up 7-3 in the sixth. The pitch, inning over. You knew it had to be the slider. And even with everything telling you that pitch was coming, it still works wonders. Glauber strikes out the side. 5 Ks for the freshman. And the Pirates go quickly and quietly in the bottom of the sixth. The Tar Heels get their bats ready in the seventh. It's Paulson, Nicholson, and Howe. Carolina's got a 4-run lead, 7-3 through 6 from Learfield.
You carry Carolina with you everywhere you go. Officially licensed Tar Heel gear holds that connection that won't fade. It's more than merchandise. It's tradition, pride, and memories stitched in Carolina blue. The uniform for the moments that make you a Tar Heel. The first walk across Polk Place. The late nights on Franklin Street. The wins you'll never forget. Each piece is authentically Carolina, a part of you. And every purchase benefits Carolina Athletics.
Like a buzzer beater to beat your rival, or the play you can remember like it was yesterday. Penn Station East Coast Subs fuels your passion for greatness. With a menu featuring an array of mouth-watering grilled submarine sandwiches, fresh cut fries, and hand-squeezed lemonade, let Penn Station Subs make every day feel like game day. Penn Station East Coast Subs is happy to serve you with 6 locations right here in the Triangle. Come see us in store or order online. Penn Station East Coast Subs. It's all about good taste.
You're listening to Carolina Baseball.
The 7th inning peanut fact of the game is brought to you by the Peanut Growers of North Carolina. Most North Carolina peanut farms are family-owned and operated, with many spanning multiple generations. When you're cracking peanuts at the ballpark, you're supporting the farmers and families behind them. NC Peanuts are always a hit and proud supporters of Tar Heel Baseball. Learn more at aboutpeanuts.com. Ben, all you have to know about this one is that East Carolina surged out to a 3-0 lead after the first 3 innings, and the Tar Heels have stormed back with a 3-run fourth, a run in the 5th, and 3 more in the 6th. Added up, it's a 7-3 Carolina lead over the Pirates entering the top of the 7th. Eric Paulson at the plate against Gavin Marley. Marley wearing number 99 comes set. Delivers. Paulson swinging a miss against the slider, and it's 0-1.
These are crucial innings here from Marley. You have to eat something up and try and hold Carolina at this 7-3 lead, because it's not insurmountable. It's still very difficult, of course.
The 0-1 drifts outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Carolina's first baseman. He walked in the first, singled and scored in the 4th, and then drove in Gallagher with the sac fly in the 5th. The 1-1. Out over the plate, hammered on the ground to first. Irby scoops it and jogs over to first. A little first baseman on first baseman crime. Irby retires Paulson. 1 down in the 7th for Carolina.
Still solid contact there by Paulson. Just hit it right at a guy.
Paulson and Nicholson engage in a quick chat just outside the right-handed batter's box. And the shift rolls over towards the left side for the righty Nicholson. 0 for 3. 3 strikeouts today. The pitch. Fastball running hot over the outside corner. 0-1. Nicholson entered today's game with an average of .284. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball into the shift. It's backhanded by the second baseman, Burris. Low throw to first, but just in the nick of time. It's pulled out of the dirt by Irby, and Nicholson retired. 4-3.
What a fantastic play there by Austin Irby. Nifty footwork to set himself up in the right position, and then the backhand scoop out of the dirt to end the deal.
Puts Howe at the plate with 2 away and nobody on base for the Heels, who lead East Carolina 7-3 in the top of the 7th. We got started at 5:07. We're heading towards 8 p.m. and potentially a 2-0 regional record. Pitch to Howe outside, and the lefty out in front. 1 ball and no strikes. VCU has already made it to tomorrow in the early game, bouncing Tennessee earlier 5-4. The loser of this game gets the Rams. The 1-0. Fastball inside, 2-0.
Carolina needs to continue to keep up the game pressure here. 7 runs across the last 3 innings and scoring in each of the 3 innings. Don't necessarily need to score every inning now, but put pressure on ECU. Make the Pirates think.
The 2-0. Howe clobbers a foul ball off the catcher, Barron. He raises the mask. He's okay. Home plate umpire walks a baseball about halfway out to the mound to give Barron a chance to shake off the cobwebs. Carolina's not been retired in order today. Marley set down 4 in a row. He's got a chance to make it a 1-2-3 7th. The 2-1 pitch to Howe. At the extreme outside corner, letter high. 2-2. Again, the score reads Carolina 7, ECU 3. The stretch may be right around the corner. Marley fires. Fouled off. There have been 102 previous matchups between these two foes, separated by roughly 2 hours of roadway between Chapel Hill and Greenville. 9th ever matchup in the tournament. The 2-2. Howe got a piece of it to stay alive.
Quick hands there by Tyler Howe just to get his bat around. There was no leg work done there on that swing. It was all his hands just locating the ball and putting aluminum on the ball in order to stay alive.
It's the first tournament matchup for these two since 2012 when the Tar Heels won 5-3. The 2-2. Howe flies to medium range right center field. Whitaker has a beat on it, caught off by the center fielder Lenahan, although I don't know how much Lenahan called him off. Those two almost collide, but the catch is secured and the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down for the Heels. Marley has set down all 5 that he's faced, but Carolina takes a 7-3 lead into the bottom of the 7th from Learfield.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different, and I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful, that taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Carolina and East Carolina duel into the bottom of the 7th in the Chapel Hill Regional. The Tar Heels have assumed control of this game, up 7-3, and Caden Glauber has assumed the role of dominator tonight. He came in back in the 4th, walked Braden Burris, then struck out Kalinich to get out of the inning. He struck out Colby Wallace in the 5th, got a double play ball from Irby to get out of the inning, and then struck out Barham, Parham, and Lenahan in the 6th. I mean, this is stuff that's just not supposed to happen for a kid that's supposed to be in high school.
Correct. No, it's not at all supposed to happen, and that's why Tar Heel fans have to appreciate how special this is, especially in his freshman season. Obviously, Carolina will hope to have 2 more years of Caden Glauber on the bump, but just appreciate it while it lasts, because it's been awesome, and it gets a little difficult here against 2, 3, and 4 in ECU's order, the toughest part of the order that Glauber has faced thus far, although he has faced Burris and Kalinic.
Whitaker leads off from the left side. Glauber's 94-mile-per-hour fastball stays high, and it's 1-0 to Whitaker. Sack bunt in the first, fly out to center in the second, walk in the fourth. The 1-0. Raced across the inside corner. 1-1 the count to Whitaker.
Inner corner is playing right now for Glauber.
The 1-1. That was over the outer half, slugged down the left field line, but foul towards the Heels bullpen.
Jackson Rose out there tried to make a bare hand catch on the ball. Save that hand. You never know if Carolina might need Jackson Rose even to start a game soon.
Somebody needs to tell these young pitchers to keep their hands to themselves.
Yeah, really. You should see how they mess with each other sometimes. Funny group, but a very tight-knit group.
Here's the 1-2 from Glauber to Whitaker. That's sent off to the left again, over the seats and out of play. Whitaker still behind in the count, 1-2. Burris on deck, then Kalinic. Carolina 7, ECU 3. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Glauber trying to find that inside corner again. Couldn't do it. 2-2.
That pitch doesn't look much different than the strike 1 call on Davin Whitaker.
Tar Heels with 2 infielders on either side of second base. Outfield plays Whitaker straight up. The 2-2 pitch from Glauber. Slider way outside, 3-2.
I actually think that might have been more of his changeup, running up towards 88 miles an hour.
The payoff pitch. Got him swinging, strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Glauber. And he's K'd the last 4 that he's faced.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it is incredible stuff. This will be a tough guy to K. Braden Burris, 351 on the year, 1 for 1 today with an RBI.
Burris was 3 for 7 on Friday against Tennessee. 2 runs and RBI. One of those hits was a double. He's as good as they come in a Pirate uniform. The pitch. Starts him with a slider over the heart of the plate, taken 0-1. Burris was the first to face Glauber back in the 4th. Since then, Glauber has sailed through this game. The 0-1. That's hit over short and into left center field. First hit for East Carolina since Sabater's RBI single in the 3rd.
Boy, how much different is this game since that RBI single from Sabater?
Light years. Carolina from down 3 now leads by 4, 7-3.
You knew a great hitter like Braden Burris wasn't going to go quietly against Caden Glauber. Glauber just left a slider over the middle of the plate. Burris read it and deposited it into left center field.
Kalinic next up from the left side, 1 for 3. He singled in the 1st, popped foul to Nicholson in the 3rd, and then Glauber finished him off with a strikeout in the 4th. Carolina's reliever comes set from out of the stretch. Deals. Base hit right side. That was pulled on a line. 1st to 3rd goes Burris. East Carolina won't quit. Runners at the corners. 1 down in the 7th for Colby Wallace.
A little bit dangerous now for Caden Glauber, just because Wallace comes to the plate with 2 men on, but just looking for a ground ball here. Glauber's done it time and time again, and he also has the strikeout stuff, as we know, and as Colby Wallace knows.
We were keeping a pretty tight eye on DeCaro's pitch count throughout the game earlier. Glauber's next pitch will be his 49th.
We'll see if he runs into trouble, but this is his game as long as he is throwing well.
Wallace from the right side takes a slider for a strike. 0-1. Wallace 0 for 2 with a walk. The winner plays at 5 o'clock tomorrow. The 0-1. Bunt popped up right side, but into the netting over the Pirates dugout. It's 0-2 to Wallace.
Look at Coach Godwin trying to go with a little bit of a squeeze play there to push one across and bring ECU a little closer. And now with 2 strikes, it's a little more difficult to do that.
We talk about expecting the unexpected. I don't know if anybody was thinking that.
Absolutely.
So now it's 0-2. Glauber's pitch. Got him swinging, strike 3. You want to talk about untouchable? I give you Caden Glauber's slider. It's on full display, and it's 7 strikeouts for the freshman. 2 down in the 7th, and here comes Sabater. Pirates at the corners, but 2 away. Sabater from the left side takes a fastball in tight. A ball and no strikes to the outfielder, who's got a pair of RBI base knocks. He's also reached on an error. He's been aboard 3 times today.
He's a tricky guy to retire.
Carolina 7, ECU 3 in the 7th. The 1-0, that's hit past third, and it lands fair. Howe has it go through his wickets, and it rolls into the corner. Burris scores. Kalenich is waved around. Diving headfirst into third is Sabater, and East Carolina is back to within 2, down 7-5. What a wonky hit opposite field off the bricks. If Howe plays that cleanly, maybe only 1 run scores. But as it bounded off the wall, went through the 5-hole, and then headed towards the corner, East Carolina scores 2 on that sequence and is back to within 2, down 7-5 in the 7th. 2 outs, a runner at third. Irby next up 0 for 3 at the plate.
That's a massive at-bat now. ECU can bring this game to within 1. Still have to trust Caden Glauber, though, on the mound.
Sabater gets credit for a 2 RBI triple.
It's a tricky play out there for Howe. I mean, he was racing over towards the ball to try and keep it in front, but then obviously careened off the wall.
Glauber stares down the lefty. Irby at the plate. First pitch outside, 1-0. Not that anybody thought this one was over when it was 7-3.
Nope.
Definitely not done now that it's 7-5. Carolina's still up, but East Carolina still fighting. The 1-0. Inside fastball, 2-0. For a guy that's ERA coming into the game was just 1.93 to allow 2 runs on the same hit, it's unheard of.
It's unfathomable.
The 2-0. Fly ball deep center. Hull tracks back, reaches up, gravity does its thing. It always does. And Irby flies out to end the inning. East Carolina gets a pair of 1-out singles. Sabater with the 2-out, 2 RBI triple. Scores 2, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Heels and Pirates go to the 8th. Carolina 7, ECU 5 from Learfield.
Need to gear up for game day? The Tar Heel Team Store is the official team store of Carolina Athletics. Your go-to spot for all things Tar Heels. Catch us at the stadium on game day or swing by our flagship location at 120 East Franklin Street, just steps from campus. Grab your favorite player's official NIL jersey, custom printed on site, or make your own. Don't miss the freshest drops from Nike, Jordan, Champion, plus premium styles from Peter Millar, Johnny O, and more. Perfect whether you're in the stands or out on the town. Tar Heel Team Store. Tradition, style, and Carolina in every stitch. Go Heels!
When it comes to your home or business, you need a plumbing and HVAC team on your side. Count on the team that the Tar Heels trust with Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating. Serving the community since 1933, our family is here to keep your family comfortable. Whether it is a leaking pipe, stopped-up drain, water heater issues, or HVAC needs, we are here for you. Our licensed professionals have the training and experience needed to alleviate your problems and get you back to playing ball. Call Brown Brothers Plumbing and Heating at 919-220-2554 or inquire at bpph.com, just as the Diamond Heels would.
Caden Glauber is K7 so far through 3 1/3. His career high for strikeouts is 8. That came against Louisville back in late March. He has been the catalyst for Carolina. As we go to the 8th, the Tar Heels lead 7-5. East Carolina in the field. Tar Heels at the plate. Heineck, French, and Schaffner to get a look at Marley, who has set down all 5 that he's faced. He's been a bright spot for East Carolina's beleaguered bullpen.
Absolutely, and Carolina needs to wrestle some momentum away from ECU now. The Pirates held the Tar Heels scoreless in the 7th inning, put up a kill shot with 2 runs in the frame, and now ECU has some momentum back. Obviously, rather be in Carolina's shoes with Glauber on the mound up 2 runs, but things become much easier if the Tar Heels can pull one back and steal some momentum.
Righty-righty showdown between Marley and Heineck. Initial offering, lifted right side and foul. 0-1 to Heineck. It was his 3-run homer back in the 4th that tied the game. And then the Tar Heels accelerated past the Pirates, getting a lead.
Dave, I
as many as 4.
Ethan Norby is throwing in that ECU bullpen.
Currently the score reads 7-5 as Heineck turns on the 0-1 pitch and blasts a single into left field. The Tar Heels have the leadoff man aboard, and for Heineck, that's the 3rd time he's reached. It's his 2nd hit. It's a multi-hit game for the Georgia State transfer, the 16th he's had as a Tar Heel and the 31st of his career.
Cliff Godwin said before the NCAA tournament that he planned on using Ethan Norby in the biggest moments. And Norby started the year off as ECU's Friday night starter. Godwin has been using him out of the bullpen recently. Infield in, expecting bunt.
French squares. Can't get it down. It's a strike, 0-1.
Top of the order after Carter French. Needs to put something down and place Heineck in scoring positions. Last time the top of the order was up, big things happened.
Here's the 0-1. French squares again. Pops the bunt up. It's caught by the catcher in foul territory behind the 3rd base line, just outside the right-handed batter's box. There's an easy out.
And not exactly what Carolina wanted or needed.
Lineup turns over to Schaffner. He's been on base twice. Had an RBI double and a run scored in that 3-run 6th. We're in the 8th. Carolina 7, ECU 5. Both teams with 9 hits. Heineck over at first. The pitch. Schaffner swings, grounds to second. Throw over to Parham at short. He's covering second base. There's one. The throw to first. It's late. And the 4-6 fielder's choice leads to Carolina's 2nd out of the inning. Heineck wiped off the base paths. Schaffner arrives at first. And here comes Gavin Galler to hit with 2 down.
Schaffner wasn't far off from a base hit there. He hit the ball decently well, but great range by Burris, the second baseman. And then an impressive play to throw over and cut down Heineck, the lead runner. I actually thought he would go towards first because that's where his momentum was taking him.
The pitch to Gallagher. Knee high for a strike. 0-1.
ECU's in extreme no doubles defense right now. Everybody playing back near the warning track.
Gavin's got a couple of doubles today, 2 RBIs and a run scored. The 0-1. Throw to first. Schaffner dives back in head first.
Now, one thing that means, as we saw in the Louisville series, if you're playing that far back, you're susceptible to a little rinky-dink base hit. And that could move Schaffner over to third for Hull.
0-1. Slow grounder left side. The 3rd baseman Wallace comes up with it. Low throw, but again Irby does the deal over at first with the backhand. Gallagher is thrown out and the inning is over. Well, the Tar Heels got a leadoff single. French popped up the bunt. That was the first out. The Schaffner fielder's choice, and then the Gallagher ground out ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. East Carolina running out of opportunities. Comes to hit in the bottom of the 8th. Again, the designated home team in Chapel Hill. East Carolina hits in the bottom of the 8th, trailing Carolina 7-5. Glauber back to the bump upon our return. It's Tar Heel baseball from Learfield.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, David Kahn here. It's time to play ball. The 2026 season is upon us, and the best way to get in the game is by listening to College Sports Now's official baseball podcast, Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. Each week, we'll have exclusive interviews with players and coaches that take you inside the locker room as we unpack the top stories of teams all across the country. We're delivering our best fastball, so step into the batter's box and tee us up. Available wherever you podcast on the College Sports Now feed or on YouTube. Just search Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers.
Dave Nathan, Ben Mihalovich welcoming you back to Boshamer Stadium for Carolina baseball and the Chapel Hill Regional. The Tar Heels lead the East Carolina Pirates 7-5 as we start the bottom of the 8th. Walker Barron to lead off against Caden Glauber right after we pause 10 seconds for a station ID on the Tar Heel Sports Network. Walker Barron at the plate, 1 for 3 with a single. Glauber starts him off with a fastball high and away on the righty out in front. A ball and no strikes. No wind, but still daylight here at 8 o'clock as Glauber battles back and evens the count with a strike call, 1-1.
Barron, an extreme talent coming into the year. He was the number 5 AAC prospect for the MLB draft.
The 1-1 popped up, shallow right center field. French calls off Gallagher, and there's one down. Barron flies out to right and brings Parham to the plate. 7-5, Carolina leads ECU in the bottom of the 8th. The loser plays tomorrow at noon against VCU. The Rams beat Tennessee in the first game 5-4. Tennessee heading home. VCU sticks around. The winner of this game plays at 5 o'clock tomorrow against the winner of that noon contest. And Ben, it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter here for East Carolina. Matt Lashley has a bat. And he's had some success against Carolina through the years. 2 for 5, 2 runs and an RBI earlier this year. His first hit for East Carolina came against the Tar Heels. So some good history for Lashley, at least, as Glauber starts him off with a fastball down the middle, and it's 0-1. On the season, Lashley hits .286, a couple of home runs, 17 RBIs. Next pitch, playing foul, and it's 0-2. Glauber quickly has the pinch hitter in a deep hole.
He was pretty far behind that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Lucky to get a piece, and although he did get a piece, so that makes it interesting here for Glauber as the crowd claps him into it.
The 0-2. Glauber went to the slider, but it was outside. 1-2. Remember, Glauber's next strikeout, if he gets it, will tie his career high of 8 that he had against Louisville. The 1-2. Missed again away from the lefty. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Either he's starting it too wide or he's not entirely finishing that slider. I think now he has to go back to the fastball, but this has given Lashley some confidence.
Glauber rears back and fires the 2-2. Low, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And ECU's just completely laying off the slider, daring Glauber to throw it for a strike right now.
East Carolina got 3 hits off of Glauber last inning and closed this to a 7-5 Carolina lead. The payoff pitch. Strikeout number 8. Swing and a miss. Lashley heads back to the dugout. Glauber may have saved his best stuff for last. And it's 2 down.
A massive out there, making the Pirates play from behind in this inning with 2 outs. Obviously behind on the scoreboard 7-5, but it's much more difficult to do it with 2 outs than it is with 1 or obviously none.
This is Lenahan from the right side. Glauber goes way off speed, and Lenahan out in front with a swing and miss, strike 0-1.
Glauber's very much a pitch to momentum type of guy. He can feel the crowd right now behind him.
The 0-1. That's a fastball launched deep to left center field. Hull running hard towards the track, makes the catch just right of the scoreboard. And that's the inning for East Carolina. 3 up and 3 down. Another strikeout for Glauber. He's tied his career high with 8. And the Tar Heels hit in the home half of the 9th. Hull, Winslow, and Paulson 3, 4, and 5 do it for the Tar Heels, who continue to lead East Carolina 7-5 after 8 from Learfield.
Hey, Tar Heel fans, if your game plan this season includes buying or selling a home, you need the Carolinas home team at Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate. Howard Hanna Allen Tate is a proud partner of Carolina Athletics and the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas. Howard Hanna Allen Tate promises a home ownership experience that's different from all the others with real estate, mortgage, and insurance services. Contact a Howard Hanna Allen Tate agent today and let us show you how we're built differently.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medications secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
This is Carolina baseball.
Carolina and ECU go to the 9th. The Tar Heels, once down 3-0, have stormed back and lead 7-5. Marley still on the mound for the Pirates. Lashley stays in the game to patrol shortstop. Owen Hull leads off, making Winslow on deck, and then it's Eric Paulson. The 3, 4, and 5 spots due up. If Carolina wants some insurance, and I'm sure they do, this is the time to make it happen against a guy in Marley who has mowed down almost everybody he's faced now that he's gone through the order a full time.
Absolutely have to be thinking about insurance here for Carolina. You feel like you're in a solid spot up 2 with Glauber on the mound, but again, 2, 3, and 4 due up for ECU. Glauber will begin his 3rd time through that order in the coming innings, so any sort of insurance runs will do the trick for the Tar Heels.
Hull has singled, walked, been hit by a pitch. Marley struck him out back in the 6th. We start the 9th. Hull takes low, 1-0. Seven to 5. Carolina up 2 on East Carolina. Third baseman Wallace plays even with the bag on the dirt. The 1-0. Hull got underneath it. Towering fly ball to center field. Lenahan waits and waits and waits. Hull retired, 1 down. If this game stays 7-5, it'd be just the 6th 2-run game Carolina's been involved in this entire year.
Really? How many 1-run games?
6 of those as well.
This is game number 59 for Carolina.
Here's Winslow. Turns and lofts a pop-up down the line at third. Catch made in fair territory by Wallace. An efficient 1 pitch and 1 out for Marley. The Tar Heels are in the midst of going quickly here in the 9th. 2 down, nobody on for Paulson. Carolina up 7-5. The Heels 3-2, by the way, in those 2-run games. Wins. most recently coming against Duke in that opening matchup 3-1.
Coach Forbes might want an offensive timeout here just to slow Marley's momentum and chat with Paulson for a little while.
Carolina beat Longwood 5-3 way back at the beginning of the schedule. Also took down Clemson 6-4. Those are the 3 wins by exactly 2 runs. The only losses came here at the Bosch against Louisville 2-0. And then in game 2 of the Duke series in Durham 3-1.
Coach Forbes with some gamesmanship here. He's really trying to stay turned away from Jeff Wright so that Jeff Wright has to go all the way up to him to end the offensive timeout. And Jeff Wright now ends the timeout. Coach Forbes gives him a nod. Paulson's ready to go at the dish.
Now, Coach Forbes has been at this for 6 years as a head coach, but
he's competitive as can be. Anything he can do to get his team an extra step up. And Coach Godwin is the same way as well. Yep, absolutely.
They know the nuances of the game.
Ultimate competitors.
Paulson awaits from the left side. Fastball roams wide, 1-0. Paulson's walked, singled, driven in a run with a sac fly, and grounded over to third. The 1-0. Breaking ball outside, 2-0. Carolina has gone from down 3 to up 4 to now up 2 at 7-5. The 2-0 pitch to Paulson. Fastball. Running hot over the outer half, 2-1.
Outer half, so decent take there by Paulson. On a 2-0 count like that, you're looking for something over the inner third that you can rope down the line.
Marley comes set, heaves towards the plate, and another strike call, this on the outer half.
It's a little more outer half there as Paulson shakes his head, but now he's seen it, and he's got to be ready to go.
2-2 the count, 2 down, bases cleared, top of the 9th. Carolina 7, ECU 5 in the Chapel Hill Regional. A calm comes over this sellout crowd before the pitch. Paulson takes a crack, chops it foul at the dish. We'll do it again. The winner moves to 2-0 and doesn't play again until tomorrow at 5. The loser will play for its season tomorrow at noon. VCU is already in the noon game. Another 2-2 pitch from Marley to Paulson. Inside. Marley thought he had that one right up until he did. 3-2.
These ECU fans who travel well are not happy with that call. And to their point, it has been a little inconsistent on that inner third today, especially to those lefty hitters.
Big payoff pitch on the way from Marley to Paulson. Foul tipped. Barron couldn't hold it. He took a little bit of contact after that, and he needs a moment.
Reminds me almost of the Schaffner foul tip against Louisville that almost ended what turned out to be a massive 8th inning for Carolina to take the lead and eventually win the series. And the Tar Heels needed all 5 of the 8 runs they scored that inning after Tage Davis brought Louisville to within 1 with a mammoth home run.
Speaking of the nuances of the game, home plate umpire Jeff Wright does Walker Barron a solid, asking for some more baseballs and dusting off the plate before the 3-2 pitch. Paulson turns, he rips a line drive, that's fair down the right field line. He's got some room to run. Ball's into the corner, Paulson's around first, into second standing up, and that in any language is a 2-out double for Big Paulie.
He's been having himself a very, very good regional so far here in Chapel Hill. Puts himself in scoring position for Cooper Nicholson. And, man, if Cooper Nicholson could just pull one down the line like that, you have to feel that much better about Carolina's chances.
Second double in as many games for Paulson in the Chapel Hill Regional. Carolina up 7-5 in the 9th with 2 down and a runner in scoring position. Cooper Nicholson as due as you can get, 0 for 4 in today's game. Righty-righty matchup between he and Marley. Marley peeks to second, delivers, upstairs, 1-0.
Remember, Paulie certainly not the fastest Tar Heel on this roster, but with there being 2 outs, he's moving on contact.
Second baseman Burris plays nearly behind the bag. on the infield dirt. The 1-0 pitch to Nicholson. Check this swing, but he went high fastball, 1-1. Those power hitters love those elevated heaters, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If you're Nicholson, obviously hitting for power is his MO, but just try and drive one up the middle here.
Marley ready to fire the 1-1 to Carolina's power hitter. Nips the inside corner with the fastball 1-2.
That might have been his pitch, too. A fastball about belt high, running inside a little bit. It's a great pitch to try to hit.
7-5 Heels in the ninth. 2 down. Paulson at second. The 1-2 pitch to Nicholson. That's cranked foul off to the right. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Heels third baseman. East Carolina's got Whitaker, Burris, and Kalinich 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the ninth again. East Carolina, the home team, playing tonight in Chapel Hill against Carolina.
McDuffie's throwing for the Tar Heels.
Marley's next 1-2 to the plate. Outside, 2-2, and we continue in the top of the ninth.
Next pitch will be 45 here for Marley.
Daylight diminishing at 8:15 on a Saturday in the Research Triangle. The 2-2. Nicholson hammers a long fly ball to center field, but Lenahan camps underneath it to make the play just in front of the track, and that ends the inning. Ball jumped off the bat, but went to die in the glove of East Carolina's center fielder. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Carolina 7, East Carolina 5. Walker McDuffie to the main stage to try to finish this up for the Tar Heels when we come back after this from Learfield.
At Reed's Jewelers, we know that the rules of engagement were made to be broken. So don't settle for the first ring you see in the case. When you put a ring on it, make the moment your own with something that's just as unique as your love. Whether you're going big, keeping it subtle, or finding a happy medium, we're here to help you say I do with a one-of-a-kind design. Because doing things your way is what makes them mean everything. Reed's Jewelers, an official partner of Tar Heel Sports. Visit your local Reed's Jewelers in-store or online at reeds.com to chat with an expert.
When you give to UNC, you are helping Carolina win championships, award scholarships, drive innovation, find cures, improve lives, serve our state, and change the world. To learn more about your impact and the power of giving to Carolina, visit giving.unc.edu. That's giving.unc.edu. Thank you to our generous donors, and go Heels!
Carolina trailed East Carolina 3-0 after the third. Went up 7-3 after the sixth. We go to the bottom of the ninth with Carolina up 7-5 on the Pirates. And Caden Glauber in the dugout. Ties his career high with 8 strikeouts through 4 1/3. And the ball handed off to Walker McDuffie. Ben can tell you more about the sophomore from Broadway.
Well, the sophomore from Broadway was a freshman from Broadway last year, and this was his role as the true closer for Carolina. This season, 62 2/3 innings, 39 hits, 19 runs all earned, 36 walks, 79 strikeouts. Importantly, 5 saves. This is a save opportunity for McDuffie, and he's got a 2.77 ERA.
It's the second time McDuffie has seen the Pirates this year. He took the loss in Game 2.
He was throwing well in that game until he gave up a mammoth 3-run home run to Grady Lenahan, who he won't have to face here in this ninth unless something goes very wrong for Carolina.
Those were the only runs McDuffie allowed. Went 2 1/3 in that matchup. But man, oh man, is he a different guy in May than he was back in February.
Absolutely. He struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season, but since then, he's found his way back to the Walker McDuffie everybody knew and loved from last year, and this crowd's on its feet for McDuffie. He is certainly a fan favorite.
Davin Whitaker leads off 0 for 2 with a walk and a sac bunt. The pitch to the lefty, just outside, 1-0. Fans here have been hanging on every single pitch for the better part of the last 3 hours and 10 minutes. 7-5 Carolina in the 9th. Next pitch by McDuffie. That's a surefire strike down the middle. 1-1 to Whitaker. Burris on deck, then Kalinic again. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Pirates. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. There's the slider. 1-2. Nicholson adjacent to third base. Everybody else at regular depth. McDuffie sets up for the 1-2. Struck him out. Back-to-back sliders. McDuffie pounds the glove. Part of the puzzle is done. 1 down in the 9th. Whitaker retired. Burris next up for the Pirates.
Big part of the puzzle, but this might be the biggest here in Braden Burris. He's reached 4 times today. He has a pair of singles and 3 runs scored.
Burris again began his career as a walk-on. He was freshman All-America last year. First team All-AAC this year. The pitch. Outside of the righty, 1-0. Burris 7 for 11 with 3 runs scored against Carolina in the regular season. He was hitting north of 400 on St. Patrick's Day. The 1-0. Strike call down the middle, 1-1. He's hit safely in his last 10, but I don't know if he's faced anything like the spectacled wonder Walker McDuffie. The 1-1. Line drive into left field. And East Carolina brings the tying run to the plate. Down 7-5 with 1 away in the 9th. The runner at first, it's Michael Kalinic, who's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and a run scored. The Pirates refuse to go quietly.
What a day, too, for Burris. 3 for 3, 5 times on base. Excellent performance so far, but for McDuffie, have to have a short memory and go after Michael Kalinic here.
Walker McDuffie comes set from out of the stretch. The pitch to Kalinic. Low, ball 1. The sun in the process of setting. Can Carolina set down East Carolina and advance to tomorrow night's matchup? 7-5 Carolina, up 2 in the 9th. 1 out, 1 on. McDuffie's 1-0 pitch. That's grounded over to first base. Paulson knocks it down, steps on the bag, throws to second, not in time. Burris gets to second, Kalinic out at first. And Colby Wallace, last best hope for the Pirates in the 9th.
It's a great job by Paulson. Obviously, you want the game-ending double play there, but take what you can get, knock the ball down, keep it in front of you, secure at least 1 out, and give your pitcher a chance here to end the ball game.
Wallace 0 for 3 with a walk at the plate from the right side. Pirates down 2 and down to their final out. The first pitch from McDuffie. Fastball, knee high, outer half, strike 1. Coach Godwin comes down the third base line, and this will certainly pause the action and give everybody a moment to collect themselves.
Everybody, no one on ECU's side, fans, players, coaching staff was happy with that call. Everyone thought that pitch was low. McDuffie running his fastball up to 94-95 here today against ECU. And something to note, we've seen that number increasing as the season has gone along. Remember last year, McDuffie's arms started to fade a little bit towards the end. Not sure he was used to throwing as many innings as he had to toss last year for Carolina. This year, with Glauber bearing the brunt of that load, McDuffie is a little bit more fresh for the Tar Heels.
McDuffie comes set. Wallace back to the plate. The 0-1. Just low. Somehow 1-1 the count.
Sure both of these squads aren't going to want to see Jeff Wright behind the plate tomorrow.
Everybody in the ballpark on their feet right now for the 1-1 pitch from McDuffie to Wallace. Outside, 2-1. It's a 7-5 Carolina lead in the bottom of the ninth. There's 2 down. Burris at second base.
Sabater is on deck. He has reached 4 times today as well.
The 2-1 from McDuffie. Swing and a miss. Pirates down to their final strike. The slider breaks anywhere from 16 to 20 inches. It might as well be a mile. And it's 2-2 to the righty as McDuffie peers towards the plate. He's got a chance to end it here and now. The pitch just outside. 3-2, and McDuffie will hoist at least one more pitch towards Wallace. The payoff pitch from McDuffie to Wallace. It's a game winner. Swing and a miss, strike 3. McDuffie finishes off the Pirates. Send it to Sunday. Carolina's 2-0 in the Chapel Hill Regional. Final score from Boshamer Stadium, 7-5. Carolina coasts into Sunday evening.
What a gritty performance by Walker McDuffie and Caden Glauber as well, the freshman. The freshman and sophomore get it done out of the bullpen.